You love a bath?
Yeah. Sometimes 3 a day.
Wow. Now you and Busy are best friends.
Yeah, really.
I mean, I've never done a 3 a day. I've done a 2 a day.
Let me push you a little bit. Let me challenge you to the 3.
I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing my best.
How are you feeling?
Well, I feel like a new fucking person. No, I mean, I feel fine. But don't you, isn't that, it is kind of a thing that happens, right? After you get over like a sickness where you're back to basically normal and then you're like, oh, I'll never take my health for granted again.
Yeah, I mean, I think that a really bad illness lowers the bar, so that you feel outstanding when you probably just feel average. And then, yeah, you never want to go back to that place.
Well, Gina had a tussle with a mouse last night here in Casa Kids.
Oh, really?
I wasn't here to witness it, actually. Emily Beebe is in town for work, which you know, and she witnessed the tussle.
Oh, no. That's a tough one for Emily Beebe. She's an animal lover. Who is she rooting for?
Neither one. She just wanted the mouse to go away. She said he was cute.
Aw. What happened? What was the outcome?
The mouse ran back under the stove and wasn't heard from again this past night, this past eve.
Oh, my gosh.
But that's okay.
You know what happened to somebody that I knew in New York City one time?
I don't know if I want to know this. I don't know.
It might be instructive for you. It might also be disgusting.
I think maybe use your judgment right now.
Somebody I know in New York City that had a dog with the dog food bowl down on the floor, didn't even know that they had any mice, just knew that they had a dog. And then, sometimes people in New York City don't really cook at all. I say it's because of the small kitchens, but sometimes if we're being honest, it's just the person's personality not to cook.
I have thoughts about this because also we can talk about this in 1 second. But yes, continue.
Just one day, I think she went to store something in her oven and was touching it for the first time in months, and it was full of the dog's food. Like mice had been hoarding her dog's food. And she was like, A, my poor dog has been starving. They've been stealing the dog's food. But also, B, it took her a really long time because she'd never seen a mouse. So it took her a really long time to figure out, like, she thought at first was the dog putting its own food in the oven. And I was like, girl, no.
What's so funny is that I saw Michelle last night for our makeup birthday dinner.
Yeah.
Which was so nice.
Oh, good.
And we went to like a really fancy place and like, it was just like, sometimes when Michelle and I get together, it literally is, and you know this, Caissie, because you've been with us, you've witnessed it. Sometimes we're literally like, how is this our life? Like, how did we walk into the Polo bar tonight and the doorman, like, there are people waiting outside trying to come in to, like, get a drink or whatever. And the doorman is like, excuse me, for both of us. Like, we came in separately, but like, he was just like, move out of the way and like, let me just like scooch in,
Oh my God.
Oh my God, hold a gust of wind. Just hold on one second.
A breeze blew down a bunch of stuff in Busy's apartment. Or it could have been a ghost. We don't know. Could have been a mouse, a big burly mouse.
So anyway, yeah. So sometimes when Michelle and I are together, like we really have these like moments of like, how did this happen to us? Like, how are we here? Did you ever think, why is there a bee now? This is...
Maybe that bee pushed your stuff down. Oh my God.
Hold on. No, he flew outside. Wait, he went outside. Is it gone?
Oh my gosh.
Wow. It's really been, the wildlife is...
You're like Snow White, but you don't want any of these fucking things.
No, but I've always been like Snow White. Remember the raccoons fucking on my balcony? The wildlife find me. I'm a little bit of a Disney princess, let's be real.
Yeah, but like unwilling.
I'm an unwilling Disney princess. It's not true, guys. I auditioned for Tangled and Frozen. Didn't get cast.
So Polo Bar, amazing.
It was so nice. Although we probably should have thought about it. I mean, it wasn't actually that bad. It wasn't that bad. But it's like up in the part of uptown where like everyone is staying for the UN and Biden.
Right.
Caissie, can you move your camera so that you can see your face?
It's because I had it in a good place, but then I leaned forward. You know, so now if I lean, you know how it goes. Anyway, Biden.
Yeah. So getting to the place was tough. It was like very trafficky and a little bit. I was very tired yesterday. Because I had cooked on Sunday.
I saw you made that
Saturday
brisket.
and Sunday. I made a brisket and then I made noodles to go with it and these green beans and had Cricket's friends and their moms come over for dinner plus Jen.
Aw, nice.
And it was really nice and I felt like it was really fun to cook. And I think that part of why people don't cook in New York is that ordering food in is so much easier than cooking.
100%.
And ordering food in New York is so much easier than ordering even groceries in.
Yeah.
It's just easier. And grocery shopping is so hard.
Yes.
And it's like you really have to. Michelle cooks all the time. And I will say, bless, Michelle's home is quite large.
Right. Yeah. If you
And
have
she has a
you can
really
store food.
huge, yes, that's what I was going to say. She has like a huge pantry
Yeah.
and a huge refrigerator.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. Like, even when we were, and I think I talked about this, like when we were looking at houses here, everybody has these like teeny tiny little refrigerators and then I realized when we moved into our house and we redid the kitchen that like because of where the electrical was, like really it could only go one place, the refrigerator, and it could only be small. Like, it was
Right.
Oh, well, that sucks. Okay, whatever. Yeah.
I guess you could just, now they make so many cute small refrigerators. I guess if you wanted to, you could stash little refrigerators all over your house, but I don't know how helpful that is in the kitchen.
Well, I contemplated trying to add some like refrigerator drawers, but then you lose all the storage. I don't know. You guys, I don't know. Fucking, is this interesting for anyone? I don't know.
Here's the thing. When I lived in New York City, first of all, if you're a cereal lover, you're only getting small cereal there, you know, and which you don't have room to store it anyway, but sometimes you just long for like a Costco double box of your favorite cereal. So friends would always bring cereal when they came to visit me because you're only getting like a small box for a very premium price. So that was universally known among like my out-of-town friends. If you want to bring her a gift, bring cereal. The other thing is that it's hard to get your groceries into your place. Like if you have the luxury of an elevator, that's one thing. We went to look at this one place in Brooklyn when we were shopping for homes to purchase our first home. And we saw this one place and we were like, yes, the kitchen is like a little bit bigger. And they were like, yes, the kitchen, we love to cook. It's a cooking kitchen for sure. And then they proceeded to show us a pulley and bucket system they had devised to haul their groceries up to the floor. And I was like, I'm not going to fucking pulley up my groceries to the window with someone standing down on the street. Like I'm a window washer. Like, no, you had to bump your groceries up like 3 floors, 4 floors. However, you know, it's not ideal. It can be tough. And yes, it's just easier to get food delivered. Although one time my friend Walter ordered Chinese food, and you know, it comes so fast in New York City. Like Chinese food comes way faster than you could cook it. I'm assuming because they already have mostly everything pre-prepared.
Okay, let's be real also though too. You're not cooking Chinese food. You're just not.
Right, exactly.
It's not,
so,
I mean, you're not, I'm not cooking Indian food. I'm not cooking Chinese food.
Right, exactly.
Because I'm not going to make it like
exactly
as delicious. And no, it's just
But you're in New York City, you're trained to like wonder where your Chinese food is if it hasn't come in like a half hour or whatever.
Fair.
And so he was waiting and it was like a half hour and then it was like 45 minutes and then like an hour. And he called the restaurant and he was like, listen, I'm waiting for my Chinese food and it's been an hour. And they were like, no, he's out for delivery. He should be there any minute. And then he said the guy finally rang his doorbell and he called him up and he was like, went to pay the guy for his food and the guy looked like kind of sweaty and like pale. And he was like, hey man, are you okay? And the guy was like, I got stabbed.
oh my God.
And then Walter was like, oh my God, are you okay? And he was like, where did you get stabbed? And the guy was like, in your lobby. So that guy had just been trying to
Wait,
collect.
that's fucking insane.
I know. And then Walter was like, do you want me to call your work or do you want me to call 911 or whatever? And the guy was like, nah. And then he just left. But then Walter was like, I didn't really want to eat my Chinese food after because I was shook.
Also, like, I guess he must not have been stabbed that bad.
Hopefully not mortally wounded, but you never know. I mean, like adrenaline does weird things to people. I don't know, but that's my most memorable New York City delivery story is that someone got stabbed and kept on delivering.
Gina, hold on 1 second. Gina's just, everything needs to be situated today. Hold on. Gina, what's happening? It's a lot. How's it going? So what's going on?
What is going on? The bathroom's mostly done. No more cockroaches. That cockroach is dead and gone. Sorry to people that are scared to hear the word cockroach. We heard from some of those people last week.
Guys, this is like, we're not Maury Povich. Do you know what I mean? I'm not like, this is not, if you, like, I can't help you if that's not happening.
What else is going on? That's it, really. Just, continued striking, continued picketing, continued everything. Still, you can see clothes racks behind me because I'm getting ready for a clothing sale with multiple sellers.
It's really exciting.
I'm organizing. Yeah, it should be fun. A plus size clothing sale.
Have you thought about doing like a Poshmark closet, or is that just like too much?
I have done Poshmark, but here is the thing, is that it is so much work to list everything, in my opinion. Like, whenever you do it, well, talk about, like, how is this my life, right? Whenever you do it, I feel like those companies generally help you, and they just take your stuff and put it up for you. Yeah, when a person has to put it up themselves, it is not usually worth the $20 that you're getting for a blouse or whatever. Because like people that know me, great. They look at it, they decide they want it, whatever. But like all people that don't know you on Poshmark, like they're shrewd customers, and often they will ask 1,000 questions. Would you say this is more of like a knee length or like a mid-thigh length? And I'm like, it depends on where your knees are, and like, could you measure the distance from this to this? And like, would you call this a sky blue or a slate blue? And then they don't buy it in the end. And if they do buy it, then you still have to like get your shit together to like pack it up and ship it. And you're supposed to like pack it up nicely and put a nice thank you note and make it like a fun thing for the person to receive. And it's just like, it is legitimately like a full-time job, in my opinion, selling things online in that way. So I just want to, I want to have like a fun festival type atmosphere. But I suppose if I have anything left over, I could put it on Poshmark if I'm feeling ambitious.
And then people do Instagram too now.
Yeah.
They just like sell things on Instagram.
Yeah. Much respect to anyone that does that, I just like it where like people can come, they can try it on if they want, they can see if there are any flaws, they can judge with their own two eyes, whether it's sky blue or slate blue, just stuff like that. But like that's my problem with all of these, like, like these online anything like buy nothing groups or whatever. I have put out things that are like nice but are not my taste or whatever, put them out for free and had people ask like a million questions, like people that live within a 10-block radius. And I'm like, not to be super rude, but I did put a bunch of information. And if you're really that interested in it, just come to my front yard and look at it. And then don't take it if you don't want it.
And also it's free. Gina, no. You've got dirt all over your nose now. What are you doing? Oh, God. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
She was just digging with her nose in my potted lucky bamboo pot. What are you doing? Because I gave her a little whimsy chew thing. And so she just went and buried it in the lucky bamboo with her. And I can see her nose. She's covered in dirt now. And I just had the apartment cleaned yesterday.
Dogs love dirt.
You know what's weird is like, I think you maybe said this. I think Jenny Connor said this to me. But people have said to me since Kate passed away, like, you might not really remember like these weeks directly after. Like you might not. And I have the best, I have the best memory ever.
Yeah.
Like I remember everything.
Yeah.
And even like, because Emily Beebe's boyfriend when we were 23 passed away. And it was really, really hard. Emily and I were roommates at the time. And Chuck. And I will mention things now from like that year, a full year. And Emily will be like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, you do. Remember we did the and she's like, I literally have no recollection of that at all. And just yesterday, I was like trying to think of, I don't even know what, something.
Yeah.
And I was like, huh? What's happening? What? When was that? Did that happen? Where was I? Who was I talking to? Who was I with? Who said this? Did I read it? Like, and I just am not, that's not my normal state of being. Like I know, you guys, I don't know. Some of you read my book. Like I remember fucking everything.
Yeah.
And yeah. And I just had that realization yesterday that like these past few weeks have been really blurry for me. And surely the COVID didn't help.
Right.
With that. But like, even with that, I'm like, it's just, so that's like a disconcerting, that's a new disconcerting feeling that I just realized yesterday,
Right.
So yeah, like I don't fucking know what I've been doing. Like I actually just don't know.
Maybe that's good. I think for me, I think, yeah, there's obviously like you have a lot going on interior when you lose someone, like you're lost in your thoughts about that person and about life in general. But I also think it's very perspective shifting. So a lot of the stuff that you might have like remembered for whatever reason, like someone was rude to you at the post office or like you felt in a rush at Target or whatever, like none of that stuff seems even worth remembering or important in the scheme of things. So like a lot of the things that you would internalize or retain, it just doesn't even penetrate what's happening.
Yeah, I think that's right. I went back to therapy finally. Like
That's good.
Yeah. Well, guys, not like that. Just that part of the reason why it was difficult for me to do therapy was the scheduling of it.
Right.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever said out loud. Yeah, no shit, Busy. That is actually what's hard about everything for everyone is the scheduling of it. But especially like over the summer, you know, I was spending so much time with Birdie and I wanted to really be available to her. And like, I didn't before she went to school. And anyway, whatever. So I finally like, oh, I know what happened. I had like a fucking panic attack, like breakdown in my bathroom. I actually texted you. It was before the last podcast came out.
Yeah.
And the next day I was like talking to Jenny on the phone and she was like, hey, so maybe you should reach out to your therapist and just get on the books. I was like, what a fucking idea. So I did. So I've been talking with Lita again, thank God. And like regularly, you know?
Yeah.
And she said this interesting thing too, which I think is certainly very real. Like, that I'm in a particular moment. Caissie, you may still be in this moment in your grief of losing your mom too. Where like almost every experience is seen within the larger experience of this grief and losing this part of literally like part of myself in a way, you know, that I didn't ever think was going to, like, I didn't even understand what that was. Because we were so close, because like we were so close in our formative years, because I feel like she was sort of like honestly like a moral compass for me.
Yeah.
Like a person who taught me so much about how to be a person, you know?
Yeah.
So I have to like remember this when I am confronted, when I am faced with other situations, some of which may be like actually like big fucking deals. And
Right.
but even those, how I'm responding is all still wrapped up in this other big piece of me trying to not even make sense of, but like move through this incredible loss. And it's going to affect the way that I feel about other situations and how I respond to them. But I need to like give myself that grace of acknowledging it at least.
Yeah.
And here come the sirens. But it's weird. It's fucking weird. I'm taking Kate's stepdaughter tonight to celebrate her birthday.
Nice.
I'm taking her to Madison Square Garden to see Death Cab for Cutie and Postal Service.
Fun.
And out to dinner first. Because Kate loves birthdays and like was really excited for Sky's birthday, and they were going to do a party and stuff. And now Sky's a little bit like, I think, feeling like,
Yeah.
tough. Like it's a tough moment.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because Kate was in her life since she was a little girl. So,
Right.
you know, she was like a mom. They were really close, especially in the last several years since Sky moved to the East Coast too. But anyway, so I'm going to take her. I'm excited about that. And Emily Beebe's here, and that's really nice.
Aw.
I know. And I don't know. I went to an art opening.
Oh, you did?
I went to Anne Buckwalter.
I saw that on Instagram. That was good.
It's so, I bought a painting of hers.
That's
I've been a fan of
exciting.
hers for like 2 years.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And I had made a deal with myself that I really wanted to own a painting of hers. But, you know, I was trying to get my money under control first, and I did. And even though it's a strike and everything, but I was like, that's okay. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to treat myself. I bought one of her paintings. I was really excited about it. I know.
That's exciting.
That's exciting. But I also hung out with her and her husband. They were so cool. And then went to the art show that was upstairs at the gallery.
Oh,
and
cool.
it's this woman, KB Jones. And the gallerist lady who I was chatting with was like telling me about KB. And I liked her art so much. And told me that she's an art teacher and told me where. And I was like, wait a minute. I think she's Tina Fey's daughter's art teacher. And she was, which was
so
amazing.
funny.
I know. And so I was like, oh my God, that's so funny because, you know, Tina Fey's older daughter is a really incredible visual artist.
Yes.
Like a painter. Well, she draws too, but she's like really, really talented. So that was funny. And we sent a picture to Tina. And I'm like, I'm hanging out with your kid's art teacher.
Oh, I love that.
But that was
And
nice. But you know what?
What?
I had a friend that did something shitty to me, and I want to talk about it.
Oh, yeah, let's. I was just going to mention quickly that you're kind of going viral along with a bunch of
we should talk about
others.
the auction.
Yeah, for that auction.
I forgot. See, like, listen. See, you know what I mean? You're going to have to, maybe you have to like just agenda this shit. You know what I mean?
Well, I never want to because you don't actually love an agenda in practice. You're disdainful of an agenda when you get it. So then I'm like, well, I don't want to make her feel bossed around. Yeah, you're like, I'm not talking about any of this. A little bit. Historically.
Okay, so let's talk about viral things.
Yes.
Oh, well, first of all, also, can I say this? I understand that we have to name the episodes for the guests so that people can find them.
Yes.
But I think we should do names and guests because I personally, guys, podcast break. Caissie always would name the podcasts when we don't have guests. And I really always looked forward to what you would pick out as the name. And sometimes I would like try to guess, you know what I mean? But like, I just feel like, can we do that? Can we have like a name and like, you know what I mean?
We can do whatever we want.
Well, we can actually do whatever we want. But I mean, I'm saying, should we? Because like, I was thinking even about the one with, see my brain. What's her name from the musical?
Bonnie
Kimberly Akimbo.
Milligan.
Bonnie. The one with Bonnie, I was like, oh, that could have been like Live, Laugh, Love with Bonnie. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm just saying I've been missing your picking out what the name of the episode should be.
What
the gist of the episode is. And I just feel like as the person in the podcast, it was always like a real fucking treat for me.
All right. Okay. Well, that's good to know.
Okay. Wait. So let's talk about the auction.
Yeah. Because, so Busy's participating in this auction that is like a lot of celebrities gave different things, some pretty normal and like, I'm going to just say it, basic, like a signed script or signed piece of costume
I'll just explain to you how it all came to be. There was a group of actors in Los Angeles. Zoe Lister-Jones is one of them.
Yeah, Paul Scheer
and June. And they got together and were talking about how to help the crews, the TV and film crews during this strike because it's so horrific that these billionaires are prolonging this to do what? We don't know. Why? We don't know. Because they're greedy? Yes. And like, meanwhile, are any of those motherfuckers like putting forth $1 million into any kind of healthcare funds for the crews that are out of work? No, they're not. Those companies are not. They don't give a fuck. They don't care about their workers. Period. Anyway, so these actors got together. They're like, let's do a fundraiser. I think Sarah Silverman maybe was one of them too. They did this like live fundraiser in LA, a show. They put on a show. And they raised a shit ton of money. And the second part of it that they were always planning, Zoe had reached out to me and she's like, hey, I'm a part of this thing. We're putting together like an auction. And is there anything you would want to donate? And I was like, well, like what? I don't even know, And she's like, I don't know. You can like literally whatever you want. And, I've done... You guys probably know this, but in the past, like I have auctioned myself off for different charities and fundraising things. Normally, like almost always, like for artists, I would say.
Right.
And I had margaritas with that woman once. Remember at Petty Cash and her friend. 1 year, the person who won it like never cashed in. So, okay. I guess they decided they didn't want to meet me.
I bet it's that they, like therapy, they could not schedule it.
They just couldn't schedule it. They're like,
a person with enough money to buy drinks with you in an auction is probably pretty busy. My guess.
Yeah. Once... It doesn't matter because, also there's this, because I was just about to say, I once bid and got a fucking nice vacation house for like 4 days in Cabo. But then the pandemic happened.
Right.
And so then I just like never, and then I was like, it was fine. I donated the money to the charity, obviously. Like that's what you're doing it for. It's not like, so that was my only point, is that sometimes I think people like, they do it and they're like, oh, that would be fun if it worked out. And if it doesn't matter because, I mean, I really wanted that vacation, but I also,
what if you
the pandemic
now?
Happened. What? I'm like,
what if you called
4
now
years later
and just
hey
like,
guys,
hey, remember me? You probably don't, but I do.
I remember. It was not an insignificant amount of money. And
No,
the only
I'm
reason
sure
why,
not.
The only reason why I even got it was because it was to benefit Baby to Baby, and someone at the auction who had won it, the person who initially had won it, like backed out and didn't do it, and then didn't donate the money. And so they sent out an email to the angel board that was like, guys, we're in this situation. It sucks. Like, but we're short this amount of money that we thought we had raised. And this, auction item is still available if you know anyone that would like be interested, blah, blah, blah. And I hadn't made a donation to them that year yet. Yeah. And so I was like, I'll just do it all. I'll just do it all right now. Yeah. Aww. Anyway, that's my own personal story.
Auction.
Back to this auction. I just, on the heels of the success of the pig pot.
Yeah.
And people loving my pottery, which I do too. And by the way, my new pottery classes start this week. I'm so excited.
Exciting.
And I even have 2 studios that I'm working in now.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I mean, Greenwich House, I'm just going to be honest. Greenwich House is my vibe. Like, I love it so much. It's an incredible place and organization. They have programs for seniors and for kids and it's a community. Greenwich House, they have music and art, and Greenwich House Pottery is like one arm of it, but they're really like an incredible organization in New York City for the community.
Right.
So I love supporting them,
Right.
But then there's this other studio that's like walking distance from the townhouse, the kid's house, and they offer open studio hours like super late at night, which sometimes for me is like the only time I can go work,
Right.
And Greenwich House they don't have the capability, like the insurance, and it's just it's not for profit in that way. It's more of like a community center.
Right.
It's more of a community center, educational community center than it is like a for-profit place.
Right.
Anyway, success of the pig pots. I was like, why don't I do, and I texted Zoe back. I was like, why don't I just donate like a private lesson with my teacher and me, and somebody can come and bring their friend and we can like hang out, and if they don't know how to throw pots, they can learn. If they do know, we can make pig pots. We can make whatever kind of pots they want. And Zoe's like, I have no idea what you're talking about, but sounds great. She was like, I don't know. Whatever. Sure. Fine. So then they worked it out because they were working with this company that puts together these auctions, which is so good. So for people like me or Bob Odenkirk and David Cross, who also offered in person, like a dinner
go to
with
dinner
them,
with Dave and Bob,
which is amazing. And I think that's going for like 10 grand or something like that.
right.
That company provides background checks, which PS guys, I didn't even think about.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
I know, but like I'm so like a shrug emoji. Sure. I'm sure like who
Right.
would bid to like harm me? You know what I mean? Like, oh,
Someone
shit,
that really
maybe
wanted to.
somebody that really wanted to, I guess. But they do a background check and all that. So like I felt like it's really well organized and taken care of. And I was like really proud to be a part of it. And I didn't know what anyone else had put up for auction. Do you know what I
Right.
mean? I had no fucking idea. And some of them are so, I mean, mine is one of the more unusual, like,
Yeah.
ones, but it's not as unusual as like Lena Dunham paints a mural in your home, which is wild. Natasha Lyonne will help you finish a New York Times crossword puzzle, which also I
Amazing.
think would be so fun.
John Lithgow does a watercolor of your pet, which I thought, oh my gosh, who wouldn't want that? Like, he does good work.
No, he's excellent at it.
Yeah.
I also would do a watercolor for anyone. I mean, just like, now I'm like, what else can I auction off that's like easy for me to do? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I still want to do an art show. I really do.
Yeah, I think that's an achievable dream for you.
With this ADD?
Well, with help, though, you could get it done.
Mm-hmm.
With help.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, the point is there's a lot of very creative auction items.
Right. So they're really creative and really fantastic. And already, initially, right off the bat, prices going up. People are bidding for these things, like really going for it. More than I have TBH, I have been surprised. I was surprised. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
So, but then my favorite thing ever happened, which is that the internet took
There's
it
like
and started
a meme storm.
it was a meme. It was a perfect meme storm. And some of my favorites were like Florence Pugh takes you to a boozy brunch and tells you all the drama from Don't Worry, Darling. Loved
Oh,
that.
my God.
That's a fake one, guys.
Here's what I think is so great. Paul Scheer, one of the organizers of the original auction, was like, I love the memes. Keep them coming. I made a template to make it easier for you to make your own fake viral celebrity auction items. So there's one like Hayden Christensen wearing the Clone Wars armor spits in your mouth.
I mean, that is fucking hilarious.
It's currently going for 15,000 fake dollars.
There are so many good ones. Guys, if you're not in the meme world, first of all, my friend Alan Starzinski did tell me he thinks I need to start a meme account because I am so fucking memed out at this moment in time. You know, when Kate was really sick, and we were live, laugh, loving, she was like, you know, we definitely had really important, deep, fucking feeling conversations. We did. We just did.
Yeah, of course.
But also, she would reach a point, and I just love, oh my God, I just love this about her so much, where she would just be like, It's enough. It's enough talk about me dying. Send me a cat meme.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and so she's like, I just want to look at stupid shit and laugh.
Right.
Which actually brings us to our guest, kind of.
Yeah.
Because our guest today is Chris Fleming, who's a comedian who I am truly obsessed with. And had been obsessed with him because Jen Tulloch had sent me lemon donuts, his rant on lemon donuts a while ago. If you don't know it, guys, just look it up. And I saw that he had a comedy special that was coming out. And I was like, what a shitty time to have, like, it's especially for comedy. Like, that's the apex of like what you do as a stand-up comedian is like, get these specials on big networks or what streamers or whatever.
Streamers, yeah.
Platforms. And what a fucking shitty time in the middle of the strike. We were really not supposed to like promote those things. And yet it's like,
that's
there. How, well, yeah. And also it's like how he's going to make money, right? Because like stand-ups make money touring.
Right.
It's not like, I mean, I'm sure he got paid well for this. I actually don't know what stand-ups, we could ask him when he's our guest.
We could ask. But, I mean, listen, it was at a smaller venue. It's on a smaller streamer. So I'm not sure. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even have a ballpark for that. But what I do know about being a comedian is like you work on this material for a really long time. It's like what you do every day. And then once you put it in a special, it's burnt. You know what I mean? Like you're not going out and still performing that act because hopefully everyone who loves you already saw that act. So you're starting off fresh with like,
you have to do all new stuff.
Right. So if people don't see that material, but it's still burnt, like that's hard. That's like, it's hard to develop even 5 minutes, 15 minutes. So like a whole hour-long special or whatever, like that is just such a chunk out of your life.
Yeah. He's fucking hilarious, you guys. And so when we got back, it came out sort of like that. His special came out the week that we were like dropping Birdie at school.
Mm-hmm.
And then I, came back to New York and went sort of straight to New Jersey to see Kate in hospice that week. And so I was there Monday and Tuesday. And Tuesday was really hard. I know I went over this. And you probably even told this fucking story. I don't know. I'm just retelling it in case you missed it. And then Wednesday, I decided not to go back to New Jersey and stay in New York for the day and see cricket and walk around Central Park. And I got microdermabrasion. I don't know if I mentioned that.
I don't think so.
Yeah, where it's like my best friend is literally dying, and I think I'm just gonna get like my face peeled off. Like she would want this, right? Like what?
Yeah.
It was such a wild move on my part, but also like my facialist had an opening and called, and I was just like, yeah, I guess so. Sure. Anyway, my face got scraped off. And that night, I really debated driving back to New Jersey that night, that Wednesday. But I was just so exhausted and jet lagged and devastated and all of the things. And Mark had called me and he's like, you need to eat. Do you want to go out to dinner? And I was like, I really don't. I don't want to go out to dinner, Mark. No. And I really would like to like sit on a couch and watch Chris Fleming's and get stoned and watch Chris Fleming's comedy special. And he's like, okay, do you want to do that by yourself or do you want to do that in tandem, like next to someone, next to me? And I was like, I would like to be sitting next to someone. So can we hang out? And can I do that? And he was like, sure. Do you want me to get you food? So he got me food. I got stoned. I watched the Chris Fleming special. I laughed so fucking hard. I laughed so hard until I just was like sobbing so hard, you know? But it was like just this wonderful, stupid release of, and I wrote to him, he's joining us in a minute, but that's why I opened my phone. I was like, why did I open my phone? Because I went, oh my God, you guys, my brain. So I wrote to him that night. I just watched your special. I loved it. I laughed very hard, which I really needed to do. So thank you. It's just so great. And he wrote back like, I'm so honored you watched. Busy, thank you. This has made my week. Nay, my month. I think you're the coolest. And then after Kate had passed away and I had posted a story, I think I was upset. I was crying. He responded to me, oh man, I just saw your post. Busy. I'm so, so sorry. It was really nice. Like, I don't know this person. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm just like a fan of his comedy or whatever. And I will circle back to the friend that's kind of a shitty friend that I'm not going to be friends with anymore, because I actually think this is like an illustration, like when someone you don't even know can reach up all the hundreds of you out there.
Right.
Maybe thousands. I don't fucking know.
Right.
Who've reached out. It might be thousands. I don't know. I can't, because math is hard for me.
Right.
But anyway, it was just so nice that he DM'd me to say, like, privately, like, hey, I'm really sorry for what you're going through, right? And so then I just shared with him. I was like, I just want to tell you, the night before Kate passed away, I got stoned and I watched your special and I laughed so hard, and you have no idea how much I needed it. And look, it's weird when people watch your stuff and then tell you you were there for me when I was going through this thing that was impossible. But I guess it's part of why we do what we do. And the night before truly gave me the strength to wake up the next morning and go back to the hospice to be there with her. So I'm very grateful for that. And I was thinking so much about like what you and I do together, Caissie, on this podcast, and also extending out like the talk show before, and your Substack posts and like my book and whatever. Like, sometimes people will say to me, like, it's a lot, isn't it, for you? Because people must like really, and we hear it from people all the time, like, you were there for me when my mom died, or a girl said to me recently in person, I hope this isn't weird, but my parents had a really horrible, horrible divorce. Did I tell you this?
No.
Okay. I have no concept of like things I've said or not said.
Of course.
My parents had a really horrible divorce. And my mom lost custody of me, and it was really painful. But we would call each other on the phone and watch Freaks and Geeks on the phone together. And it like got me through.
Yeah.
And I feel nothing but like so honored when people reach out to us and say those things. Or, I'm not on Facebook, guys, but like when my mom tells me or sends me screenshots from Facebook of things that people have posted, like, it means a lot. I don't know why else we would do this. I don't.
Right.
I'm not doing it because I don't know any. I mean, I think that my impetus for like getting into acting was one thing. I love doing it. I'm talented at it. I really wanted attention. I really wanted people to notice me in a way that I didn't feel like I had ever been noticed or seen before.
Yeah.
But at a certain point, especially in the last like 6 years, 7 years, I just feel like it's all shifted for me. And I feel like the realization of what at its fucking core any of this is so important to bring people together so that everybody feels seen and not alone and comforted and able to have a break if that's what they need, or able to see themselves reflected back.
Right.
Or, you know what I mean? And I guess also that's part of the reason why the strike is so deeply upsetting to me too. Because it's just being reduced to like, these people don't think it's important. Like what they don't. They don't think it's worth anything. And they think that it's all replaceable.
Right. Yeah.
And it's not.
Right.
Right?
It's like a tradition that's become a business. And like maybe it's a little bit of a reset for the whole thing. You know what I mean? Because like we've talked about like the gatekeeping and, you know, and so when you commodify something so heavily so that you're saying that because something isn't maybe worth like the maximum amount of money possible, that it's worth less, that's not true. That's not true.
No.
And so to say that like any of these things that aren't making the maximum amount of money, when in truth they're making tons of money, so much money, more money than most people can even imagine, to say that it's not worth anything. Like, in fact, like cut it and throw it in the garbage and no one will ever see it and will take a tax write-off on it. Like, that's fucked up. It's fucked up because that's the whole reason I think any of us do this, is to be connected, you know? That's why it is so important to me to talk to people who like watch the things and listen to the things or read the things that I make, because like I want to know how it resonates with them. I want to know. I want to hear about it. Do I like it when someone says that they didn't love it? No. But like that's part of it, you know? But yeah, I really, that's the part of it for me. That's the fun part, you know, like making a living is such a blessing. And I've been so grateful to, you know, to do well. And I've been even grateful to scratch by in the times when I've had to do that. But, yeah, but that's the main thing of it for me, is like what it's doing for people, you know? Yeah. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. And it's a privilege and a pleasure.
I have to be honest with you. Like, I don't think that my early career, I was thinking that deeply about it in that way.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to be a part of good stuff.
Yeah.
And like even cool stuff. But I don't think I thought of it. I actually remember Josh Jackson being like one of the first people who, because it was like, speaking of, it was right after, it was literally 9/11.
Mm-hmm.
Like 2001.
Yeah.
And we were filming Dawson's Creek. And I remember that week after, like 2 days after or whatever.
Yeah.
Where I was like, because I think we went back to shooting like Thursday.
Oh, that's so soon.
Yeah. It was like they were down for 1 day or 2 days, basically, like half of Tuesday and then Wednesday. And then we were back Thursday.
It makes sense, but ooh.
Rough.
Yeah.
And I remember, and we were filming the fucking, guys, if you're friends of Dawson's Creek, if you're fans of Dawson's Creek, I don't remember a ton of that, to be honest with you, like the show itself. Like I remember bits and pieces-ish of things I filmed. But I remember what we were filming that day, because we were filming the Halloween episode where I'm dressed as Carrie, but I don't have blood on me because, ew, like she doesn't want, like she didn't want blood on her. And I remember, and then like Joey Potter gets like attacked in the library or something. It was like a weird Halloween episode.
Right.
But I remember just like, it was the first time I was really sort of confronted with like, the fuck are we doing? Like, what is this? You know what I mean? And he was kind of the first person that had ever said to me, you don't know what this means to someone else.
Right.
Like, you can't possibly yet know what this means to what this will mean to someone else.
Right.
And like, we might think, what is this? But somebody else might be hanging on to watch this episode because for whatever fucking reason.
Right.
Like, that's the power of what we do. And that's why we keep showing up. And I remember him saying that, and I was like, oh, you're so smart and annoying in that way. Also, he's so fucking good looking as an adult.
He's great.
I mean, he was always cute.
Yeah.
But I literally screenshot a picture of him and his wife that just popped up on my feed like
They're such
2
a
weeks
good
ago.
looking
Because I'm like,
couple. Yeah.
are you kidding me? They look like royalty.
Yeah.
They're like gorgeous, the two of them. Mark saw him at, because Mark went with Adam Scott to this like J. Crew Fashion Week thing.
Okay.
Which is hilarious. Like, Adam was like, hey, man, will you come with me to this thing? Sure. And the Strokes were playing. So like, Mark's like in.
Perfect.
And so he saw Josh and like they hung out for a bit. And he was like, he's so nice and just very dapper. I was like, for Mark to say that about a dude, like,
Yeah.
you know, Mark's got a high standard in terms of fashion for men. Anyway, my point being, yeah, we're lucky to do this. We're lucky. I feel super lucky when what we do means something to other people.
Right.
And if it doesn't, fuck you. No, I'm kidding. What if though? What if I said that?
I think people have said harsher things.
Like in life? Like in life?
I mean, I
Sure.
think in life on podcasts.
Guys, I love my Cariumas. Here's the thing. I walk so much in New York. You know I walk so much in New York. And I love Cariumas because, first of all, they kind of remind me of skate shoes that I used to wear when I was a kid. And that makes sense. That makes sense. Because Cariumas are like very cool, sustainable sneakers that they're kind of like skate shoes. They're so cute. It's a certified B Corp, which I like don't kind of ever really know what that means, but it's something good. It has to do with sustainability. And they are known for their reforestation program and very consciously crafted shoes. They do the cutest collaborations for fall. Guys, it's a lot of cute stuff. They have the Snoopy and Friends collab, limited edition. I love it. They have over 33,000 5-star reviews. The Oka Low is like my go-to, goes with all dresses, goes with like jeans. So cute. Made with organic canvas. Cariuma ships all their sneakers free and very fast in the United States and offers worldwide shipping and 60-day free returns. They deliver right to your front door using single box recycled packaging. And for a limited time, Busy Phillips is doing your best listeners can get an exclusive 15% off your pair of Cariuma sneakers. Go to cariuma.com/best to get 15% off. That's cariuma.com, cariuma.com/best for 15% off only for a limited time. Hiya. Oh, it's back to school season. Hiya. Everybody is going to get sick. No, I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. But that's why I'm so grateful that Hiya is here, because it's a vitamin for my kids, for Cricket. It's not like candy in disguise.
You know, most kids' vitamins, you've heard me say it, it's just like filled with gummy junk and sugar, and it gets in their teeth, and then it does more harm than good. And you're just like, what? Now my kid has a bunch of cavities. That actually happened to me. But Hiya is made with zero sugar, zero gummy junk, but it tastes really good. It's great for picky eaters. Pediatrician approved, superpowered chewable vitamin for your kids. Hiya fills in the most common gaps in modern children's diets to provide the full body nourishment our kids need with a yummy taste that they love. Formulated with the help of nutritional experts, Hiya is pressed with a blend of 12 organic fruits and vegetables supercharged with 15 essential vitamins and minerals, including D, B12, C, zinc, folate, and many others to help support immunity, energy, brain function, mood, concentration, teeth, bones, and more. It's non-GMO, it's vegan, it's dairy-free, it's allergy-free, it's gelatin-free, it's nut-free, and everything else you can imagine that is bad, it is free of. Hiya. Hiya. Hiya's the best. And by the way, if I can get Cricket to take it, your kids will take it too. They'll chew it right up. We've worked out a special deal with Hiya for their best-selling children's vitamin. Receive 50% off your first order. To claim the deal, you must go to hiyahealth.com/busy. This deal, not available on the regular website. Go to hiyahealth.com/busy and get your kids the full body nourishment they need to grow into healthy adults.
Wait, do you want to hear the story of...
Yes, I do want to hear the story of your shitty friend.
Oh, not my friend anymore, I don't think.
Well, okay. Shitty former friend.
Yeah, not because I'm like, just because I think this is why people say your 40s is freeing or whatever. Like, I don't have fucking time for this shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I'm an adult. And at this point, I'm an adult. I've got a full fucking life. Oh my God, Birdie had to go to the ER in Sweden.
What?
Yes. We're
What
never
happened?
getting to this story about this fucking person because you know what? Honestly, it probably doesn't even matter is what I'm going to say. Okay. So, you know, Birdie unfortunately has my small gestation tubes.
Okay.
Ears, guys. Ears. Oh, wait, hold on. I got to plug this in.
Busy's fully under her desk, plugging
I
things.
mean, I think they could tell. This feels like. Okay. So Birdie's got small little gestation tubes. When she was a baby, she used to get chronic, horrible ear infections. And, you know, I had those tubes in my ears when I was a baby, but then I remember the pediatrician being like, that's not really a thing they do anymore. They don't think it really works. Like, they just don't do it. And she'll just outgrow it.
Right.
Which for the most part, she 100% has. It's been years. Like, I can't even tell you the last time she had a massive ear infection.
Right.
But like a week ago Friday, they like her dorm and their brother dorm went down to the lake and they all jumped in the lake together. So fun.
So fun.
So fun. But Girly Pop got water in one of her ears that she couldn't get out.
Oh, no.
And then like the whole week it was building. And like, we talked to her a lot. You know, she checks in. I know I said that I like wasn't going to like, I don't want to like talk too much about, she's having her own experience, but like, just know, we talk a lot.
Yeah.
We talk a lot.
Yeah.
Almost daily. She checks in with either one of us or both.
Okay.
And FaceTimes us a lot. And like, you know, so the whole week it was like kind of building. And obviously they have a doctor at school because it's a boarding school,
Right.
you know, who's there every day. Like it's like a school nurse, except it's a doctor. So it's like, you have to go to the school doctor. You have to make an appointment, blah, blah, blah. I even reached out to the house mom, like the house parents. And I was like, can you help Birdie do this? Because she's got water in her ear. Her ear's hurting. She's going to get an ear infection. Like if she doesn't already have one.
Yeah.
The doctor on campus which is the way you're supposed to treat this. And I get it. But also it's like one of those things where she had been home and I'd taken her to the pediatrician, I would have said like, oh yeah, don't give her the like bullshit drops. They're not going to work. She's going to have a full-blown ear infection in 24 hours.
Right.
Just give her antibiotics now. I know that you don't want to give, she hasn't been on antibiotics in like a year and a half. It's fine. She needs them. But they did it. He gave her the like bullshit drops that don't do anything.
Oh no.
And that was like last Thursday, I think. Or Wednesday or Thursday. And Friday night, when I tell you, like a baby, like she was like a baby. Like she was like,
no.
FaceTiming, like hysterical. I can't sleep. I'm in so much pain. Mom, my head feels like it's going to explode. And then I'm like worried she has meningitis. Like, you don't fucking know. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm in another country. Okay.
Right.
But here's what I'll say. Like, and this is why it's kind of an incredible experience. Like, the house dad was on duty. And he was like, I really think you should go to the ER. I really think we have to go to the ER because this is really too much. And the Tylenol didn't work and the Advil didn't work. I really think you need to go to the ER. And she was so scared. She didn't want to go. And all the girls were watching some movie and Birdie wasn't. She was like in her dorm room, like in pain.
Right.
And then she texted her roommate and her other friend came back and they were like, we'll go with you. And so the three girls, then it became like an adventure kind of. Birdie in tears with her pillow and her stuffed bear. And they piled into the house dad's car. They went to the doctor. They went to the ER. And the doctor at the ER, I was like on FaceTime with Birdie. It was just like, this is all such a wild experience for
oh my gosh.
both of us, you know?
Yeah.
And like answering questions to the doctor over FaceTime in America, like just like, what the fuck is this life?
Oh my gosh.
But they gave her honestly like a pain pill, like a real pain pill, you know, for her ear. And he was like, oh yeah, this is very infected. And now her lymph nodes are swollen. And also the tonsil on that side is also swollen. I was like, yeah, she's got an infection. Like she's definitely needs antibiotics.
Predicted.
Yeah. And so they gave her antibiotics and like gave Jesper, the house dad, like some extra pain pills for Birdie for sleep for the next night. And they all went back and she slept really great from those pain pills. And then the next day, like felt a little bit better. And then by Sunday was fine.
Oh my gosh. Good.
I know.
See, all set.
I know.
That's great.
So anyway, you know, I've really been making an effort to like, I realized I was really sad like a couple weeks ago after Christine left. I was really sad I didn't live in LA, right? Because I'm like where my friends are and I could just like, it would be easy and very comforting.
Right.
And I would have people that I love and who love me around, you know? But when I say I don't have friends in New York, like that's actually just not very true. Like I do have friends here.
Yeah.
They're just not friends of years who I'm like very, very close with, you know? Right. And so I decided like, I'm going to make an effort once COVID was over. This was the thing I kind of decided during COVID. And I'm going to like reach out to people that I am friends with, who I consider friends, and I think they would consider me a friend, and ask them to like do stuff with me, you know? Right. And
then COVID never ended.
No, I meant my COVID. just this past,
Okay.
the one that I had.
Gotcha.
No, COVID still happened. I mean, I literally just had it. And so, I ended up seeing Shannon Woodward.
Okay.
You know who that is? She's an actress. She was
Yes.
on Raising Hope.
Yes,
And she was on Westworld.
Yes.
And she's in the video game The Last of Us.
Oh, smash
She's a video
hit.
game person. And I think she's on the next season of The Last of Us. Spoiler alert. I don't know if that's a spoiler alert. She's not playing the same part she played because whatever. In the
Right.
game, I think she's like an 18-year-old and Shannon's 38 or 39. Anyway, I saw my friends Gabe and Todd, who I met in Stockholm, remember?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
I saw those guys. And I've been like texting people like, because part of a thing that's been like kind of a bummer to me is feeling like no one texts me and asks me to hang out.
Right.
But also at this point, I'm just like, okay, like fine. You know what I mean? Like,
Can I offer you something? I
Sure.
think like it's a little bit pretty girl syndrome where you've always heard like, oh, pretty girls, sometimes they have no date because nobody will even bother asking them out because there's no way, they're too pretty. You know, there's no,
Totally.
I think a little bit that you probably suffer from people being like, and you've been very open about like how wild your schedule is. And so like once someone hears that a few times, I think they get a little nervous sometimes to be like, hey, do you want to hang out? Because like, even though it's like no shade to them when you can't because you're too busy or whatever, or even if it's just like their own thinking, like she would never have time to hang out with me. I think you probably suffer a little bit from that if I had to guess. Anyway, proceed.
maybe. And also, I don't know. I don't fucking know. Who knows? Who knows why anyone does anything? All I know is that all I can do is reach out to people that I'm like friendly with or friends
Right.
with or have been friends with for years or whatever in varying degrees and see if they're around and they want to like do a thing with me.
Right.
So anyway, I had this friend. I'm like known them for a long time, like a fairly long time. And I've been very supportive of their journeys in life and like friends.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was like asked if they wanted to come with me to that art opening. And they texted back. First of all, I'm going to take umbrage with this text back. That might be so fun. Yeah, I could do that. Okay, that might be so fun. First of all, like, go fuck yourself. Obviously, it's going to be fun. It's me. Like, I'm like not, okay, weird. Like a weird,
Yeah.
but also, okay, whatever. Maybe you're like, I don't know. Everyone's weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
Great. So then the day of the art show, I was like, I'm definitely negative from COVID.
Oh my God.
I did that. I forgot I had that Forbes women thing that I had a panel that I'd agreed to do that then I felt like I really had to do it because I really was negative from COVID. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Right.
And I had contemplated not doing it at all, but then whatever, it doesn't matter. I did it.
Right.
I saw Allie Wentworth and Samantha Bee.
Oh, amazing.
Oh, and Samantha Bee's show is here in New York
Yes.
this weekend.
Yes.
I need to go see it. Wait, hold on. I have to write this down because I'm going to forget. And Allie Wentworth asked me to lunch, and I had lunch with Allie.
Oh, great.
That was really nice.
I almost worked on her talk show years ago when she had one.
We have a lot of things in common, me and
Yeah.
Allie Wentworth. Like
Yeah.
very similar vibes in so
Yeah.
many ways. And I really like Allie a lot. Like I think
Yeah.
she's a really solid human.
Yeah.
And our kids, her older daughter and Birdie sound very similar. I mean, her daughter's a bit older than Birdie now, but they sound like they're cut from the same
Right.
complicated tapestry.
Right.
Anyway, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I just don't understand. No, this is not. I'm not even going to make excuses. I hate that. So anyway, I text my friend that day. I'm like, but I'll be done by 5, and the thing's at 6, and I'm just going to go for like a little bit. Like, I just was thinking we could go for a little bit if you like it. I'm excited to like go see this art in person. Never texted me back. What? Read it. It was red receipt. Never texted me back. Like, I don't give a fuck if you've fucked up or you double book. I double book shit all the time. Carrie Violet's birthday party is on Friday night. Do you know how many plans I made after the fact? Like, I've told 17 different people 4 times, like, that I can have dinner on Friday night. I can't. I had to then text back and be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I double booked myself. I have my good friend's birthday party on Friday. It's in my calendar. I don't know why I keep doing this. I don't know, whatever the point, whatever my point is. My point is that, like, you sometimes say, first of all, that might be so fun is already too lukewarm for me and feels a bit like this person doesn't want to fucking be my friend, right? Like, so, okay, if you don't want to be my friend, and I'm sorry, is so on you. Because I am literally like, if I'm a friend of yours, I'm like why that expression ride or die exists. It was made for me. Like, my friendship actually coined that term.
Yeah.
Turns out. Because I will fucking do anything for people that I'm friends with.
Yeah.
I will, like, go to the ends of the earth for them. I'll pick them up from the fucking airport. I will do whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
I'm, like, loyal and fun, and, like, if I love you, I, like, will fucking do anything for you. And I feel like I've been a good friend to this person in the past, like, couple years. And this, I was like, I'm not a fan. I can't deal with, like, a not, because also, and now this isn't their thing to deal with, but I just think it's so fucking rude not to text someone back.
Yeah.
But, like, one of my triggers is like I'm ignoring.
Right. Right.
And when people do that, most people that do that know that it causes some form of, like, anxiety in the person that they're doing it to.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's a very powerful thing.
It's
that is
really
also very
manipulative.
triggering for me.
Yeah.
And people do it. And I am never under any illusion that someone legitimately giving you the silent treatment doesn't know that, like, but that being said, like, there are times when I'm sure that I withhold and I know that I'm doing, it. So yeah, I never think that, like, oh, they just didn't know, or, whatever. I think people tell themselves that they're drawing a boundary when, in fact, they are actually punishing the other person for whatever reason.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was my ex-boyfriend who was like, it's, whatever.
But that being said, like, I don't know. Whatever. Nobody is under any obligation to be friends with anyone.
I agree.
You're not, but I just think that, like, with their courtesy, like,
I agree. This is what I was going to say. I think, I agree 100%. And even though I am the fucking best, I don't, like, it's okay. I'm not for everyone. We know this. Like, this is a lesson I have learned over and over and over again. This is a conversation I had with Birdie a couple weeks ago, where I was like, you will understand, Birdie, that, like, yeah, no, shit, you're not for everyone.
Right.
People are gonna be rubbed the wrong way by you your entire fucking life. I'm still not for everyone. Like, I get it. Some people can't stand listening to me talk. Fine. The part, I guess, with this in particular that bummed me the fuck out was that I felt like I know that I have been a good friend to them, like when they were in need of that. But like, it is clear, and I don't think it would be wild for me to say that they know what I've like been going through a little bit.
Right.
And so with that in mind, even like, how are you not going to text a bitch back and just be like, sorry, I can't,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like that
Yeah.
is so, it actually is like, feels purposeful in a way that's like hurtful or purposeful in a way that's like manipulative.
Yeah.
And either way, go fuck yourself.
Well, here's the thing. That's what I'm asking. Like, where is the courtesy? Even if I don't like someone, I don't believe that they're not deserving of courtesy. Because here's the thing. We're just talking about, you know, punishing someone or what, like leaving someone on red, like, you know what you're doing or whatever. Like, if you have a feeling about someone, here's my question, Busy. If you have a feeling about someone, why are you even going to leave it ambiguous? You know what I mean? Why are you going to let someone wonder? If you don't want to be
Totally.
friends with someone, it's so easy to just say, hey, no thanks. Or like, you know, I'm really slammed for the next 7 years. You know what I mean? Like, you could even say that much or whatever, even if it's not honest, that can kind of like give someone the hint. But I also just feel like sometimes it's worth it to try to say, like, you know, it's fun hanging out with you, but I just don't have time to like really invest in, you know,
Well, I
whatever.
will say, like, there are a few people in New York too that are like that I have like literally met recently, where I'm like, I actually don't have the capacity to like form a new friendship.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
Like I was like because right now, especially, like I don't know. Like Shannon, I've known Shannon. I have took the funniest fucking picture. I forgot to post it. Mark had this picture of Shannon and Cricket at Beechwood Cafe when Cricket was like, oh God, she's in a high chair. She's a baby. And I think she was like a year-ish old. And then we recreated the picture the other night after dinner. After like Shannon and I had dinner, we
so
walked back
cute.
to the townhouse so she could say hi to Mark and see Cricket. And we like recreated the picture, and it is so fucking funny.
That's
It's really,
adorable.
I mean, Shannon looks exactly the same.
Yeah, of course.
Of course. But yeah, like there's that thing too. You know, like it's hard to like, sometimes you're like, oh, I don't have the bandwidth to like, to sit with a new person who I'm not 100% comfortable with, and I don't know all of the stuff
Right.
that's in their life, and they don't know all the stuff that's in my life, you know?
right.
Whatever, dude. I just like,
Who knows why this
fucking cares?
happens? I just hate that you're wondering. And like,
I'm not even wondering at this point. I'm just like, it's an
Yeah,
eye
you're
roll.
over
It's
it.
like
You're over it.
I am over it because I'm like, gross. Like,
Yeah.
because also a little bit, some of the stuff, like I kind of feel a little used. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And that's shitty.
It is shitty. But also, like, all that being said, I guess if I'm being honest, I am guilty of at times doing what you're saying this person is doing. But I don't like it. And I don't know. I just feel like here's the things that we have to get back to. Being straightforward, responding to people, saying thank you for the invitation when someone invites you, even if you can't go, giving your regrets if you can't attend something. And if you want to cut it off with someone, cut it off with someone. But I just feel like all of these norms, like I know people are like, we don't have to be so formal. We don't have to stand on ceremony. But like, I really think that like courtesy is dying. And then next thing you know, we have fucking Lauren Boebert giving someone a hand job in the theater and everyone's talking about why we shouldn't care about that. And I'm like, okay.
Who's talking about we shouldn't care about that?
Nate Silver. Election predictor Nate Silver is like, I'm going to start a new political party with people that don't care how John Fetterman dresses and don't care that whatever Lauren Boebert did in the theater. And I'm like, first of all,
sir, two different things.
They're not equivalent.
Not equivalent. This is what we call a false equivalent.
But also, you know what I'm going to say? John Fetterman should dress nice at work. Sorry. There are false equivalents. And yes, our norms have eroded to the point where like a fucking elected official can be rubbing someone's penis in the theater, vaping near a pregnant lady, getting her boobs squeezed.
I mean, vaping inside is all I'm like. I mean, you're not supposed to be vaping in a theater.
You're done. And now she's like, oh, I'm eccentric. That's not eccentric. That's being messy.
Messy.
As hell.
I was about to say messy too. No, it's not eccentric. It's messy.
It's
Ma'am,
messy.
You are messy.
It's
Also, by the way,
sloppy.
can I tell you something? I did not realize her boobs were that big. I mean, I realize they're not real, but like
maybe his hands were that small.
What? His hands?
He was really like, it was like he was manipulating like a classroom globe.
I've never seen, that's what I'm saying. They were like the size of my head. And I was like, I didn't realize that.
It was
like,
a lot.
What the fuck?
It was a lot. But also like Beetlejuice is like a family show. It's not like you were even seeing like Equus or whatever. You know what I mean? Like it's Beetlejuice.
No, Cricket's favorite show, guys. Cricket's favorite musical.
For all the talk about like how drag queens are gonna expose our children to all of these things, like who's done it? Who's exposed children to things? And so for Nate Silver
that's insane. Nate Silver, shut the fuck up.
To even make that equivalency is stupid. But also, if this makes me a grandma, I think, when John Fetterman is working, I think he should, dress nicely.
I don't know. I'm not like following the John Fetterman needs to dress nicer debate. I don't know what's happening with that.
He just always wears a hoodie and shorts. Like, he's like a bro. Like, that's how he dresses. But I get it. When you're, you step it up. I'm not saying he has to wear like a 3-piece suit with like a pocket watch or whatever. I'm just saying some slacks, a button-down shirt.
Yeah, why isn't he just like wearing like the Dockers that my dad loves?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? But like he should just wear the Dockers.
Yeah. And I mean, I get it. It's a fine line. It's a slippery slope. John Fetterman's free to wear what he wants. But I'm like, actually I kind of care about both. I kind of want him to like, look.
You know how I feel. I love dressing up. So I'm sorry. Look at this person.
Oh my God, she's so cute.
Yeah, she is so cute.
But like, I get it. Like John Fetterman's also been through a lot. And so I don't want to be ableist and be like, he should but he's just dressing the same as he always was before he had any issue, I think. And so I just think like.
Can I be honest? I don't care about that.
You don't care about it?
No, I mean, I don't love a short moment on any man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, except in the summer. Like, I get it.
Yes.
But I don't love shorts on men. I don't.
Yeah.
I just don't.
I feel like John Fetterman's a year-round short wearer. I don't know.
Like
Correct
he is.
me if
He
I'm
feels
wrong.
like he's like one of those guys that you would see in the streets, legs in the breeze.
Yeah, and I also have sympathy for him.
Snowstorm.
I have sympathy for him because I believe he's a really tall person who also has shorter legs. Like I think he's a long torso, short-legged tall person, which is more common than you would think. And so even though I'm not very tall, I identify with it. And I think a lot of those, when it's a guy, they're just like, pants don't fit me right. I'm going to wear shorts year round. So I think that's what's going on with a lot of guys. And I'm like, guys, pants come in lengths. And all you have to do is like get the inside of your inseam measured, which I think some guys are scared to do because they don't want someone touching their inseam. But like you can do it yourself. You can.
That's what I was going to say. He's got a wife.
Maybe she won't do
also,
it.
Lauren Boebert might be a veil. I'm kidding. I'm just tying it all together.
What
guys.
a mess
also,
that was.
What a fucking mess. What a messy little
Oh my gosh.
bitch in a show. Gina.
Gina has had it.
Oh my God. Gina, get down. Hey, Gina. Do not ever threaten to leap off the balcony.
Oh my God.
She didn't. No, it's enough. Come here.
Oh
I know
my
you're
gosh.
protecting me. You're good. Oh, but also, can we just talk about politics for 2 seconds?
Yes,
2 more
please.
seconds. Just like anyone else fucking over it? Like, guys, when do we get to start over? Do you know what I mean? Like, for real. Let's just start over.
Yeah.
Let's start over. It just all seems like let's just clean house. Let's just say everyone who's there, even the good ones, you're done. You're done. And everyone, like, let's just start over.
I feel like that, but also I feel like obviously that's not possible. And so I get scared because I don't want people to start to think that like, oh, fuck it. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like,
it clearly matters. I'm like not one of those
so
people.
much. No,
going
I know.
to Ohio with the ACLU soon.
I know.
You guys have to come see me if you're in Ohio. Please.
The media is making such a big deal about Biden's age and then like talking to Trump and taking him seriously again. And I know it's because the horse race is the business for the media. Like the more it's a horse race, the better it is for the news, right? But the thing is, like, Trump is the same age as Biden. He's a couple years younger and like his mental faculties are, you judge for yourself. Like you can see him talk all the time because he's on the fucking news all the time, So I just get so scared that people are going to be like, oh, fuck it. It doesn't matter.
Oh, 100%. No, me too. But at the same time, I'm also like, where are we? Like, again, this fucking like, they're all, okay. I guess here's where I'm at a little bit, right? Like showing up and voting matters. Here's where I'm over it so fucking hard. When all of our social services are failing, when libraries are closed, when healthcare is as it is, when people are losing their homes, when there are all kinds of labor disputes and strikes and things happening all across the board because workers are not being fairly compensated, when there's not a living wage in this country that makes any sense, and rents keep increasing in Los Angeles, pricing people out in insane ways and forcing people to commute even further, which causes like more stress on the environment because of oil consumption, production, and also just whatever pollution. These fucking fundraisers for politicians and all of the money that is going into politics. No, I'm not saying like, fine, fucking whatever. But the money, it's this money, the amount of money being raised. And for what? Like, this is what I don't understand. Like, if we were raising money and it was like giving healthcare to every child in this country, okay, you got me. I'm in.
Right.
I'm fucking in. I'm in.
Right.
But to what end with this fucking fundraising for politicians? And by the way, I hosted a fundraiser for my friend Andre Cherney, who's running in Arizona for Senate, because for the Senate, for the actual Senate, not state,
right?
Not like a state senator, like for the Senate, because the incumbent who won last time by like a just margin is a Republican who's has the distinction of like being the only politician who's been censured by both his own party and the Democratic Party for fraud. Like he's like a horrible person.
This is what I'm talking about, like the erosion of norms that never would have flown 20 years ago. That person wouldn't even it wouldn't even be a conversation.
Absolutely not. But all I'm saying, like my fatigue in this moment, and maybe it's because I'm signed up for too many fucking emails or whatever. Also, there was this like big Biden fundraiser last night that, by the way, everyone I'm friends with participated in. You know what I mean? Like it was like Broadway for Biden. But I'm just like, you guys, people are starving. Like, what the fuck are we doing? And it's just like, and they're like, well, this is what it takes. This is what we got to do to try to combat the messaging, the false narrative from the other side, because they have unlimited funds funding them. But the truth of the matter is, you're right. It's all the fucking media, which is also not supposed to be able to be bought and sold, but it is.
Right.
And so I guess I'm just at a to what end moment in my life.
I agree. I don't disagree.
Because we live in a country where there is enough money, enough fucking food, enough intelligent people who could make actual changes in terms of the way that things are produced, the way that things are consumed.
Plenty of space, plenty of work to be done.
Plenty of space. We have plenty of homes. We have plenty of buildings in this city. We've got it all. And yet, the powers that be are spending their time focused on maintaining their status as the powers that be.
Right.
And raising money to run fucking ads and send emails to raise more money to keep them in power. And yet no one is using any of their fucking brilliant cognitive skills to actually problem solve and make things better for people. The fact that the fucking government hasn't gotten involved in this strike in Hollywood is insane. Like, it's a fucking monopoly. It is owned by 4 corporations. That's it.
Right.
It's a fucking monopoly squeezing out every last penny from workers so that they can make a larger margin of profit. And like, I don't think that that's a thing that is supposed to be legal. It's not. It's not. It's a monopoly. I mean, it's a fucking monopoly.
Ugh, it's a mess. Everything is messier than ever. And like, it's classic celebrities showing their asses for the past couple weeks, you know?
Oh my God. I mean, we haven't even gotten into any of that, guys, because to be honest with you, Caissie and I had a text conversation as part of when I was having like a fucking panic attack meltdown on the floor of my bathroom. Like, I feel too vulnerable emotionally right now to even...
Well, we're very close to it. You know,
well, we're so close to it in so many different ways, but also like there is, you know, that piece of the thing that we were talking about earlier where it's like, I do at this point, you and I do this. Like, honestly, we sell some ad space because you guys are great and you buy the things that we love. And so we're able to sell the ad space and like make some money doing that.
Right.
Which is fucking amazing. Amazing. Yeah. And we're so lucky for that.
It's like my job and I'm so grateful. Like, I don't know if I tell you all enough. Like, my literal job exists because of the grace of all of you. And so I'm so grateful that we're able to do that.
Yeah, same. And I feel the same way. But also the piece about like connection and feeling less alone in this weird, bizarro world that we're in right now.
Right.
Is a huge part of it, you know?
Yes.
But also sometimes because of the culture of what this industry is, like things I say on this podcast will get extrapolated and like put into the fucking bullshit media, like celebrity thing. And yeah, celebrities have been really messy as fuck. And
Well, the whole Jan Wenner thing is, I mean, have
I
you
don't even know about that?
Like Jan Wenner wrote a book that I think it's called Masters or whatever, where he's talking about like the most masterful people in rock and roll. And for it, he profiled 7 white men. Fine, expected. That's expected from Jan Wenner of Rolling Stone fame, the founder of Rolling Stone. But then he went on to do a contentious interview where someone was like, what the fuck, dude? Like 7 white guys? Like there was not one woman or one person of color that you could include. And he basically said, and he said that he just didn't know of any women or people of color that were articulate in the mastery of rock and roll in the way that the people he chose were. And he basically also said, like, I suppose I could have just talked to someone for the sake of like avoiding this question. But like, and then he named a bunch of dead people who he could have talked to who might be considered among the best of the best. But that's just not his style. So anyway, he was like kicked off the board of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and his own son, who runs Rolling Stone now, put out a statement being like, this is not how Rolling Stone feels or how I feel or whatever. But it's just like, what the fuck? In 2023, like you have to show that much of your old man ass to all of us? Like we don't want to see it, Jan Wenner. We don't want to see your ass.
We don't want to see your ass. But also, I don't know who he profiled for that. But can I just say something as a person who's had things requested of me? Do you know what I always ask? Who else is going to be?
Yes.
Who else?
Yes.
Who else? And if it's 4 other white ladies, I'm like, I actually think you could probably do better. And I don't want to be participatory in a thing that's just a bunch of white ladies.
I do it even when people invite me to go see something. Like when they're like, oh, I have a comedy show. Do you want to be on the list? And I'm like, yeah, I don't think so. It seems great and like break a leg, but it's just all white guys. So it's not for me. It doesn't interest me.
I thought that was funny, though, when you were talking with Shantiera last week about Lincoln's starting up his improv comedy troops. And he's like, I mean, we asked the girls, other people, they just don't want. So it's just me and some guys. They're not interested in doing anything with us.
It's true. And good for the girls.
She like was barking because part of the game of her hiding the bone and like, yes, you found it. I did find where you hid it. That's so smart of you. Part of what she likes to do, which is like I've just broken through on this level of communication with the dog last week, truly last week, because I never understood this game. It's a game to her wherein it's hide and seek, except I have to play. She knows where it is.
Right.
I previously thought that she was stupid and that she didn't remember where she hid it. But now I realize that she goes to where she hid it. She stands there and barks because she wants me to come find it.
She wants you to play.
And she wants me to find it and be like, oh my gosh, you're so smart. How'd you hide it here? I didn't even see it.
She needs the talking dog, Matt.
She really is ready for it.
My husband is furious over those, by the way, which a lot of people have the same reaction. They don't want to know what dogs are thinking.
Jenny Connor's husband is like, it would break my heart. I couldn't do it. He's like, the second that Bugsy tells me he's sad because I'm leaving the house, I'm done. I can't.
Oh my God.
He's like, I can't know. I can't.
Have you guys seen these? They're like, okay,
We've
so
talked
you know,
about
like
them on the podcast.
I know, but just in case people don't know, the Staples Easy button, like people record different words and they make a whole mat out of it, and then they're dog pressed. I saw one where a mom was like coughing. A dog owner. Here I am. doing the thing that I hate. A dog mom owner was coughing and her dog kept pressing like worried mom, ouch. And she was like, I'm okay. I was just coughing. I'm fine. But just know that like if your dog is looking at you when you're coughing, worried mom, ouch. You know, dogs worry a lot.
Oh my God, Gina, no. Stop hiding it stop. Sweetheart, please. No more burying the bone. Okay, you can hide it oh my God, now she's just going to other pots. Now she's going to all the pots. Like, here's when it's cute when she does it in the pillows.
Right.
But now this new dirt thing, it's like.
Yeah. I don't know. I think you have to.
I don't know what we can do here.
You have to.
Now there's dirt all over this house that was just cleaned.
I think you have to think of some, dirt-free solution.
I don't think I can. I think she really likes this game. I mean, short of me teaching her how to button speak and then telling her through button speak, don't do that anymore. Let's just hide it in the pillows. I don't know what to do. That feels like we're years away. It'll take years for her to understand.
What if you put like pebbles on top of the dirt? Would she stop messing with the dirt?
No.
You think she'd dig through the pebbles?
Yes. I do.
Oh, maybe you just have to put your plants up high. I don't know.
That might be the answer. It might be the answer.
I don't know. Well, okay. We have a few minutes until our guest, Chris Fleming, joins us.
Can we take a pee break?
Yes.
I mean, if Gina jumps up here and starts talking into the microphone while I'm peeing, just... Ooh, Helix. Helix mattresses. Guys, you know, we've talked about our mattresses. We love them. Unlike a lot of mattress companies out there, Helix has a lot of things that differentiate it. Helix owns its own manufacturing facilities. So each and every Helix mattress is made by a team of skilled manufacturers and shipped directly from their facility to your door. Every Helix mattress comes with a 15-year manufacturer's warranty and a 100-night trial. Helix has harnessed years of extensive mattress expertise now to bring their customers a truly elevated sleep experience. I attest to that. And the Helix Elite Collection includes 6 different models, each tailored for specific sleep positions and firmness preferences. Helix is the greatest. Don't compromise on comfort. Get a good night's sleep, you guys. You have to. You wake up a lot during the middle of the night. You're like, it's stress. It's it's politics. It's the environment. Guys, it might be your mattress. I'm not kidding. That happened to me. If you're nervous about buying a mattress online, you don't have to be, because like I said, they give you a 100-night tryout and they'll take it back. You know what I mean? You take the little Helix sleep quiz and they ask you a bunch of questions like how you sleep, whatever. Then they match you with the perfect mattress for you. It comes straight to your door. Listen. If you don't want to take our word for it, Helix Sleep has over 12,000 5-star reviews. By supporting Helix, you're allowing them to support us and our show. Go purchase your Helix and thank us later for your best night's sleep. It's the best mattress, you guys. Helix is offering 20% off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners. Go to helixsleep.com/best. This is the best offer yet, and it won't last long. With Helix, better sleep starts now. Foria. Guys, we should make it into a hit song. I'm just going to say it. All right, Foria. If you haven't tried it yet, if you're like, wait, I haven't ever heard this ad, I don't know where you've been. But here's what Foria is. Here's what it's going to do for you. Imagine the best sex or orgasm you've ever had. Now, imagine it could be better. With products that were designed to naturally enhance sexual pleasure
and give you access to bigger and better orgasms solo or with a partner. Foria is using all natural plant-based ingredients to intensify sexual pleasure and relieve discomfort. Foria has a serious cult following, tens of thousands of people who've all had their sex lives transformed through their products. Especially if you have a vagina or love somebody that has a vagina, Foria is for you. We recommend the arousal oil and the sex oil. What is the arousal oil? It's like an oil that you use that increases pleasure using CBD and warming, sensation-inducing organic botanicals that enhance arousal, sensitivity, pleasure, access to orgasm, and help with any discomfort. And best of all, it'll just turn you on, get you ready. And when you use it together, Foria is awaken arousal oil and sex oil, perfect combo. For peak pleasure, you should try it. Even if you think you have great sex, why wouldn't you want to try it and see if it could be even better? That's all I'm saying. So yes, you have our permission to try it. We fully endorse you to go ahead and treat yourself to deeper, fuller pleasure wherever you can find it as often as possible. Start by getting a bottle of Foria. Foria is offering a special deal for our listeners. They love us. We love them. Get 20% off your first order by visiting ForiaWellness.com/best or use code BEST at the checkout. That's FORIA wellness.com/best for 20% off your first order. I recommend trying their Awaken Arousal Oil and Sex Oil. I think you're going to thank us later. You're going to die.
What?
Well, she obviously heard me because she took the bone from the dirt and is now in my bed burying it in the pillows.
Oh, but probably brought some dirt with her.
I'm going to say there's a little bit of dirt. I'm going to say there's some dirt. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So listen, that's on me. That's on me.
You know what? She knew that you had a night last night with your friend where you were like, what is my life? This is so glamorous.
Yeah.
And she was like, let me keep this bitch humble. I'm going to put some dirt in her bed.
She's like, I'm Kendrick Lamar. Sit down. Be humble. Wow, Gina. Fucking
Oh my goodness.
wow.
Wow. Oh, we had him for a second then. There's Chris Fleming.
Hello?
Hello?
We can
Oh my
hear. Oh my
goodness.
gosh. Look how professional your
What
setup
is that
is.
microphone?
It wasn't pretty, me setting this up. It was like things went so awry. Like screws are all over the place.
I
But
mean, we're a little bit like, that's our vibe, Chris. Like, I don't know if you know that, but
good.
That's how we do things.
that's how we do things.
If you haven't
Awry.
gathered.
No, you're professional. I was literally on all fours for about 25 minutes. Just
Busy's been
sweating it out.
on all fours 3 times already before you even
Literally,
joined
I was
us.
crawling under the desk for a minute.
How I was in cow pose. Which
Wait,
pose
can
were you
we?
in?
Can you move the microphone so that it's in front more, so that you can?
Oh no,
or
that's
no?
me. This is a block out of fear to not be fully perceived by you. No, let me do it this way. Okay, how's that?
She just wants to see your face.
Yeah. Hi guys.
Hi, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh my gosh.
this is exciting. Wait, are you recording your own?
I am recording, and there might be a metronome that's clicking while you know when you record and it's a metronome. Like,
yeah, we like that. We wanted to to make sure that we keep a steady beat throughout the entire.
I've listened to a lot of the podcast, and you guys do keep a metronome going for a lot of the episodes.
Yeah, most of them, I would say.
And when things get stressful, you kind of raise the BPM up a little bit to like to
mean,
150.
To the
150.
beat of Staying Alive, right? That's what you're supposed to.
That's what you're supposed to do.
You're
When
You're
things
supposed
get
to do.
stressful, you go BGs,
Wait, Chris,
BPM.
earlier when we first started, Caissie had her camera so that I couldn't see her mouth. And now I feel like when you talk into the microphone, I can't see your eyes. And it actually, the two of you together is
We make one full face.
One full face.
full
Yeah.
face.
Well,
So-
busy. What Caissie and I were up late doing was coordinating what we call the full face. It's a trick it's an old vaudeville trick that we wanted to play, and it's paying off. I think
You caught on to it right off the bat.
Guys, I love it.
It's a dehumanizing technique. Okay, wait, let me do this. Okay, I'll just project. How's that?
Great. You look great.
It's great.
Your
It's
hair's
great.
so curly today, Chris.
Well, I've been doing what I think is what they call the curly girly method or curly girl method, which
I
is
wondered.
you just keep scrunching. You never stop scrunching.
Never stop scrunching.
Throughout
Yeah.
the day, how many times do you think that you
It's
scrunch?
NSS.
I'm never not scrunching. Yeah. I mean,
never
when
not scrunching.
I drive with my knees so I can be scrunching. And
The curly girly method, if you don't know, if you're not on TikTok, I would say roughly 82% of TikTok is like how to scrunch your curly hair.
yeah, and it's a lot of WD-40, and you go. It's a lot of they call it the Home Depot scrunch. The thing is, I don't really know how to. Sometimes I dangle my head upside down out of the shower.
Okay.
Is that doing anything?
That seems like a thing. I would think
It's
it's
a
a
thing.
thing.
I feel
Yeah.
like there used to be this stuff. Chris, I don't know how old you are because I don't do any research. On
36. I mean, no one knows for sure, but last I heard was about 36.
36.
Yeah.
That honestly, that tracks for me. You guys, what's happening outside? Why?
I think that places you in New York in a way that's important for the story of this.
It is.
You know?
It is, and it's
Yeah.
true.
She's the fourth character.
So
Yeah.
you may remember Aussie Scrunch Spray. Do you remember seeing commercials for
course.
Aussie Scrunch Spray back in the day?
Not to correct
Absolutely.
you, I believe it's Sprunch Spray.
Excuse me? It's what now? Huh?
I believe it's
Sprunch.
Aussie Sprunch Spray.
That's not true. Is that
I
true?
believe it is.
What up?
I mean, how could I
such
make it up?
Australian chaos to call it the sprunch. That's
It was heavily grape scented, and I believe it was Sprunch Spray.
What's a sprunch?
you guys want to go to sprunch later?
That's
God,
what it is.
Sprunch.
It's like it's scrunching and brunch.
It's brunch on springs. Yeah, it's like a trampoline based brunch. Where
I mean,
people
guys,
get sick.
you know me and the tramps. I
You
love
would
them.
love it. You would
You
love
like a
that.
trampoline? Are we talking a mini tramp or
I do a mini tramp. I do a mini tramp workout. Yeah, I actually have two underneath that sofa back there right now as we speak.
How high are your ceilings?
Well, they're high enough for me to bounce.
You're not worried about going through the drywall?
I'm not worried about going through the drywall. Although I did get a complaint from my old neighbors. Although I've moved apartments now, so now I'm over. But my old neighbors were not pleased about the jumping. Although I was like,
Come on.
this is New York City.
I know. Come on. In LA, you would actually you'd get applauded for that. Your neighbors want you to be doing the mini tramp.
They do. Well,
Yeah,
I go
they're
in
like-
LA. I go in person to the mini tramp place, to the gym. The gym.
The naturally occurring mini tramps that are out.
naturally occurring mini
Yeah.
tramp.
With very
out in Desert
high
Hot
ceilings.
Springs.
Wait, so
Yeah.
you're in Los Angeles?
I'm in Los Angeles.
That's
yeah.
where you live.
But
yes.
you know where he's
But you know where he's
originally
from. Duncan.
Massachusetts.
He's from Duncan.
Duncan
He's from
land.
Massachusetts.
I'm
from
also
Duncan.
from Fitchburg, Massachusetts.
You're from Fitchburg?
Yes.
That's so close to Stowe. That's where I'm from.
yes.
Oh
We're
my God.
neighbors.
There's the Fitchburg Mall, the movie theater. Oh my God.
Oh, the Searstown Mall in
The
Leominster.
Searstown Mall. Yes. Oh my
Which, like,
God.
who knows? Whatever they just had that terrible storm. My cousin
Yeah.
was out rescuing people with his giant truck. Like,
Oh, wait, you guys, what happened with that storm? I didn't even look.
it was terrible. Both
Yeah,
of
Leominster got
Where
flooded.
was it terrible?
Leominster, Massachusetts had
Leominster.
a terrible flooding, and it was like seemed like 100-year storm. There was like busy. There was one,
But it was
place,
really Massachusetts. It didn't. Did it go to Maine too? Because people were concerned about Maine.
I mean, I don't know.
Was Leominster.
I saw mostly just Leominster, Mass. It was like centralized on Leominster, Mass. But I saw a picture, I think that my cousin posted, that was like the street had washed out and everyone's front yards had washed out. So it was like house, sinkhole, sidewalk, river. Like it was just like a sidewalk. Like it was very hellish looking, just to have a sidewalk still standing, but all the grass and all the street was gone.
And it seemed like, when has a storm ever just been in one town? That's also very strange to me.
I would take it personally. I feel like
you have to.
Yeah, because I would be like, what the fuck? Like, why just our town,
Yeah, because Leominster's so close to, it's so close to both of our towns, and I don't think they were that affected by it.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot. I know my cousin said that her 7-minute drive home from work took 4 hours.
Oh, God.
And I was like, what? Why didn't you give up and go back to from whence you came? But I guess she was like in the middle of it. There was nothing to be done.
Well, that's a really good lesson, is to always, when in doubt, go back to from whence you came,
Yeah. Well, there are a few things that I subscribe to, like when in doubt, go back from whence you came, and also never go to the secondary location, which I feel like those two things have really served me mostly very well in my entire life.
It's just greed and hubris that takes one to the second location.
100%. And you think that something better is going to happen. It's never, not once. Never, not one time has something better happened.
There's such a wisdom to that, a lived-in wisdom that to know that. I don't know that. Like, I intellectually understand that, but I still try to do that. I still go and I'm getting a lot of. Are you getting feedback?
No.
Okay, that's coming from me. Okay.
Chris, we already talked a ton about your special before you got here because we don't want to make you violate any rules. So,
I it's not included, or from what I've been told. No one tells me the right information, but from what I've told, I can now talk about it. Or
the stand-up specials are like under their own jurisdiction.
Yeah, Fran Drescher said we don't give a shit about stand-up. So
it's actually funny because I was saying to Caissie that. What is this bug? My God, you guys, the wildlife is after me today.
Yeah, I saw an ocelot in the corner earlier. You played it cool, but it was prowling.
Where did he go?
I thought you were getting hunted.
But I was saying to Caissie that I saw when your special was coming out, and I was like, what a fucking bummer, like, for stand-ups. Like, that was the first time that I was like, a little bit with, like, all the rest of these TV shows. I don't know. I'm a little bit like, do any of us want to promote anything anyway? Like, you know what I mean? Like, But stand-up is like, getting a special is a big fucking deal. A solo special, not like featured performer amongst 20 in a thing.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But like a solo special, I imagine is a big deal as a stand-up, but also it will then, the success of that could determine
your life.
Future earning.
Yeah,
my tours.
My ability to slither out from the new media tombstone, from the internet. Yeah, no, it was. What I've just grown used to is just everything. Every year there's a new unprecedented challenge of because I could not announce it for a while, and then like the day before they were like, "Oh, actually, it's cool. You can say something about it."
And you're like, it comes out tomorrow.
Yeah, which might already be too late. It's crazy. I don't know. That was really stressful.
Oh my gosh!
But I'm glad you guys saw it. That means a lot.
It was so fun. It really just like it was the perfect thing. I watched it twice actually.
Wow. Thank you.
I've watched it 3 times.
I was going to say Busy's probably watched it.
Busy. That's
more
great.
than I have.
Yeah,
was
great.
it fun to make it?
Oh yeah. I mean, it was. I have like a dread about everything.
Yeah, understandable.
And so, the first taping was a bloodbath. and I basically
Did you stack
bombed.
the room? Was it friends? And like,
No, it was my agent's friends, and
Yeah.
my agent's friends, you
didn't
know,
laugh?
they're not. No, they're playing like beach ball. Like they're not these are guys in boot cuts. They're not coming. It almost seemed like a social experiment what they were doing to me for the taping for the first show. There was no AC, so it was like 100. I was like dripping with sweat. My glasses were fogged up, so like people couldn't connect with me. That's what happened. As soon as I lose a crowd, my glasses fog up, and then it say goodnight because then everyone just wants to. They just want to pants the nerd.
wait, when you take your shirt off in the show,
oh yeah.
because then you're like, wait, I have to take my shirt off. I mean, I knew what you were doing because you had to for the continuity from the first show.
Exactly. But we never cut any because the vibe was so off in the first show. We never used any of the takes from the first show.
Because it was all industry VIPs.
Well, and it was my close friend Victoria in the audience, and for some reason they put a spotlight on her. So I'm watching my friend like not laughing sometimes, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, is this like? This is
That
so
proves
bad.
how important the vibes in a room are. Because if it's like 99 VIPs who are like bored and waiting to like get back on their phone, plus your one best friend in the whole world, she's not going to go against the audience and try to pull them along with her. She's going to join the 99
It's
bored
basic
people.
sociology. Yeah, she was ready to tear me to shreds. You know, I mean, I think she blocked my number after this. I haven't. It was crazy. But then the second taping was really fun. It was really fun.
Those people were there.
It's a
for
bad
it.
rehearsal. It's a bad dress.
Yeah,
And
good
it makes
show.
for a great fucking perfect, you get it in one take show.
Everyone was kind of building me up. They were like, "Oh, that was great." But my agent, who I've known forever, Marcus, was like, I usually tell comics like, "Oh, you got it. Don't worry. Just have fun with the late show." But I'm not. I can't tell you that. And that's when I said, "Oh shit."
Absolutely not. Can't tell you. Is that where the name of the special came from? Hell?
No, predated that. I didn't think they were going to let me call it Hell, so I just thought it'd be funny to be like, "Oh, it's called Hell," and then no one made me. I didn't really think too much about it, but it was. Originally, the premise was about trying to show the hellish, because every stand-up special is like kind of like sexy, like from behind, you know, putting the jacket on and going out on stage and
Right.
like being, and that's not my experience. Is typically what the first show was. It's like things fall apart, as Chinua Achebe said. Yeah, the center cannot hold, and so that's.
The center cannot hold.
No.
And yet we have to hold both.
The cold open for the special, by the way, like it's, I mean,
Caissie,
such
we're
a
on the
good.
same-
Is that what you were going to talk about?
Yes, I was literally about to bring up the cold open for the show because wait, what were you going to say? Because I have a
I was
question
just
about
gonna
it.
say, like,
'Cause
sometimes I'm like, as like a TV person, I'm like, why is this person doing this cold open? Like, what type of enticement is it for me to continue on? And I was like, this is an enticement for me to like watch it twice back to back. It was so fun. Just was so funny. It never stopped being funny.
Thank you. That was the hardest to edit.
Was it?
Yeah, we couldn't figure out the
Eye lines?
Well, we didn't have the budget to actually film me falling, so I had to do that on a green screen in my house, me flying through the air, and so it took so long to make it make any sense, and like me chasing the microphone and all that. But sorry, Busy, I cut you off. What
Well,
were
the
you
chasing the microphone is, yeah, it's ludicrous.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you're 36, so I don't know. I actually don't know because I feel like I was young for this. But there's an episode of the television show Punky Brewster, and it was a Halloween episode.
Okay, great.
And it still lives in my brain, like rent-free. It was the most terrifying thing I had ever seen. I was like 4 or 5 years old,
Oh, sure, yeah.
where one of Punky's friends, it's the Halloween episode, and one of Punky's friends gets like smashed into a boulder and there's like legs sticking up like way over here. It's It almost, Chris, is like you were channeling that.
Punky B. I mean, that is
It's
so
like-
funny. They did body horror on Punky Brewster.
Yes, they did.
That's
did.
so good.
But it was like it
The
made
legs
me
coming
laugh
out of,
because
like-
I actually was curious if you, but you're too young, so you didn't know it.
Punky Brewster, I only watched the advertisements for Punky Brewster, and look, I applauded what she was up to, but I didn't connect enough with the whole thing to actually watch Punky Brewster. I think Winnie the Pooh getting stuck in Rabbit's house was what I was going for.
Oh, yes.
Honey,
No.
I just sang that Winnie the Pooh song last week, 2 weeks ago on
We're
this
big Winnie the
podcast. Don't
Pooh
make me start
fans.
again.
Which one? Which song is that? He sings a
I'm
song.
Just a little black rain
Oh yeah. Oh,
You know that one?
hovering over the honey tree.
honey tree. But and then the bees are trying to get him, right?
Yes, because he's just trying to blend in. He's just trying to. He rolled in mud. He grabbed those balloons. He's just trying to blend in as he's a little rain cloud.
And he has a honey addiction, right? He's just trying to get the honey.
He's like a horrible honey head. Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. I completely get it. Yeah.
He's addicted.
He
He's
needs it.
addicted and like he's given up on pants.
Inside the Perils of Punky, the Punky Brewster episode that scarred you for life, an article on Yahoo from 2017.
Oh, so this kind of spoke to this scarred your generation.
It affected
I guess
a
it did.
generation.
It was like the Challenger disaster and this episode of Punky Brewster.
Oh my gosh.
Right.
To
Sorry.
me, all I kept thinking about is I think, okay, so you know in football, the Heisman Trophy.
Yeah, vaguely,
Sure.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I barely know this either, but there was once a winner whose name was Joe Theismann, no relation to the Heisman Trophy, but there's a famous picture of how he broke his leg in a football game one time,
No.
and that's what your cold open reminded me of. A real serious injury.
It was very important to me the angle at which my legs were akimbo out of the and it was very important that one of the toes was pointed and
Yeah.
that was being puppeteered beautifully by this guy Steve from Detroit. No,
The puppets were pretty. The puppet work
yeah,
not insubstantial in your special.
not at all. No, not at all. That was a large part of the budget went to those creatures. And there was a lot of puppeting. Yeah.
There's a lot of puppeting.
Yeah.
Did you get to keep any of the Teatra batters?
No, they're in Detroit. They're all in Detroit. Those guys.
Because that guy owns them now.
He made them. He did. Yeah, I mean, I sketched them, but he created them. And
Wow.
this guy Steve Smith. Yeah, and they were putting them like Vaseline all over them to make because I wanted them to be wet. Yeah.
The
So I don't.
first time I saw that part of the special, I was like, I don't know. I might be too stoned for this. Like, I might actually just be too stoned. I'm too.
You were mad. You were mad with me.
I was just a little bit like, I can't get in. I can't. And then the next time I watched it, I was like, no, I'm really on board. I'm really on board with this whole part. And like my friend Christine, who's going to be you for Halloween, by the way. Shout out Chrissy.
Oh my God! Really?
Yeah. She's so excited. She like can't wait.
Does that mean I'm going to be her for Halloween? Is that how that works?
She's so cute. You
Legally?
should be. That'd
Yeah.
be great.
Yeah, but she's so cute.
She is
I think
adorable.
let's do a Halloween swap.
I think you should.
Happy
Anyway,
Friday.
she and
She
I
wa-
had to rewind the Teatra botters. Is that what they're called? Did I make that
Teatra
up?
Bovers. Yeah, no,
Bovers,
you nailed
the
it. You
Teatra
nailed it.
Bovers, yeah.
Yeah, the theater beavers of the theater. My parents that had to watch it twice. I don't think they liked it the first time. They were like, they
The
were
special?
like,
It's the whole special?
They had
Oh
to
my
watch it.
God.
Like I
They
could
were-
tell it was like it was great, and then the second time they were like, oh, that was really. And then they
Wait,
like,
what are your parents like? Are they still in Massachusetts?
still in Massachusetts. Yeah, my dad. My dad is like the nicest, purest man in the world, and my mom is. I get almost everything from my mom.
Really?
Yeah.
Is she
she's-
funny? Or when you
she's
say
so
you get it
funny.
from her, is she funny? Or
Yeah,
are
I just-
you like,
I just ripped off her whole sense of humor. Like, it's all, yeah. She's just the funniest person.
I love that. I love that because really often, like, and you've done a number of characters that are like this woman, like an older woman character. You've done a lot of characters, but very often I feel like that's somebody picking up on, you know, whatever behaviors that like you've seen women in your life do or whatever, but but the woman's not necessarily aware that those behaviors are hilarious. Like
totally. No, it's my family's like almost exclusively women, and they're all just so funny and powerful, and I'm just kind of like quietly in awe.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
And observant, like you.
Yeah,
like, you guys know that have you seen that thing? And like then people had very brief think pieces, aka like 150 characters or whatever about it. The trend with the filter on TikTok of like women looking like men and then having like such specificity in destroying what exactly kind of man they look like. You know what I mean? Have you seen this?
No, what do you mean?
Well, like it's like if I do the filter and it turns me into a man, and then I'm like, I look like the kind of guy who
like a microbrewer.
What?
Like a microbrewer.
A microbrewer. Like I'm first I'm gonna tell you why your TV settings are incorrect.
There's
and
emotion
then
blurring. Yeah, right.
And then I'm gonna talk about infinite jest. And then after that's done, I'm gonna make you a Negroni. And like with such specificity, women are like nailing all of these different men, and it's so fucking funny. But like, there's no actual reverse.
Right.
Wow.
Men can't do it because they're not observant enough of
they don't
women
pay attention
because they don't have to be.
Oh God! Wow. That yeah.
So they can't like zone in on the specificity. You as a comedian and a person who grew up with a lot of women seem to like really have nailed the specificity of the women that have been in your immediate life, it seems, but maybe all women.
Well, I think being observed, like taking a lot of men, I don't think take the time to be quiet and listen and watch. I mean, which is also a byproduct of being like a shy child. I think like you spend a lot of time kind of sussing out situations, and even to this day, all the time, like if I find, and you find this with comedians, like we'll be quiet in a situation, then like we'll text all night, like breaking it down, like what the hell just happened. Like that's like a big part of being. Did I freeze?
No,
I'm just thinking.
We're listening intently.
You guys were so still. I was like, well, we froze. There was no breath.
Thinking about it.
No, we were really listening so closely to you.
Okay, no,
Well, also, I'm not gonna lie, it is still quiet. Your volume is quieter.
Oh fuck. Okay, let me.
No, it's okay.
No, it's good.
Let
Chris,
me blast it.
It's such a power move to make us just lean in, even on a pod.
There's a group of people, and we have been saying, how can we do power moves today? And I've been asking, how can we come into this as powerfully
Chris,
as possible?
One time, Busy and I went into a meeting, and it was in someone's very fancy office, and there were like 5 people in the meeting, and
listeners
they
of the
had
pod know this story well.
A very fancy candy dish on their table that was in the center of all of us with only one chocolate in it, and we thought
one fucking chocolate.
We thought that was the biggest power move we'd ever seen.
Who's gonna
That's
take
something
it?
that you would read about, like Stalin doing, and like or like Ben Franklin, or someone like a little less toxic, but like it's. Like, and it would tell you something. And whoever whoever grabs it gets the job, probably, right?
But didn't I call it out?
We pointed out that it was, I think I said that's such a power move to only have one chocolate in a big meeting. And then Busy took
was
the
like,
chocolate
fuck it,
and
I'll
was like,
eat it.
I'm eating it.
And yeah,
Also,
that's the right thing to do.
Also, though, we
I
were
would
talking
throw it away.
earlier about this person that I am like currently like, I'm not going to be friends with this person anymore because I had invited them to come see an art opening with me last week.
Ooh.
They sort of, well, first of all, the response was weird because it was like, that might be so fun. Yes. That might be so
That
fun.
might be so fun.
First of all, fuck you.
Yeah, that's
Then
time. Wow.
The next day when it was the time for the art thing, I texted a few hours earlier, whatever. Left me on red, never responded.
Oh, no. This is the same person that put one chocolate in a tray for you?
No,
but
this is a different
may as well
person.
be. May as well be.
That's not even a power move. That's
Like
like
an attempted power move.
Of course it might be fun. That's why you're putting, like, we don't know. It might be fun. Right. That's a given.
Anything might be fun.
Yeah. Or you could get a bloody nose. We don't know. That's
We don't
why
know.
you.
Or it could be horrifying. Or like, guys, we literally don't know. At this point, anything could fucking happen because it does at
Yeah.
any given moment.
That's absolutely right.
But do you want to just do this? Okay, fine. Yeah. Okay, great. But then to not then respond, not text back, I think that it was an
Who was
attempt
it?
at a power move.
Who was it?
I'll tell you.
Put it in
know
the
him.
chat. I know him?
I'm pretty sure.
Wow. We're gonna get on a group chat later and get the real tea, the real podcast tea.
This is what I live for. This is my
I
shit.
kind of live for it too.
I'm mostly I'm 99% a gossip. I mean, that's really.
Really? I wouldn't have thought about you as a gossip. I love that you
no.
are.
I
I put
could
a
smell
false
it a mile
foot
away.
forward. I am a gossip. I'm so into it. I cannot. It's a big Irish Catholic thing. We love to talk shit.
That makes sense. Wait, Chris, can I ask you a couple questions from our audience who is really excited that you were coming on?
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Somebody just says Normie's getting creative was so spot on. Love it, love it, love it. Not a question.
Thank you.
And they also didn't use
Not a question.
Didn't use their name. Lee wants to know Driscoll or gerbil. What would you do with your $4.99?
Oh, here's my problem. Like I'm such a weird. I'm so weird. Like about writing, I forgot to finish that. Like sometimes I'm just like so much of my shit. Like I realize it's like, oh well, it got kind of a laugh. That's good, and then I just move on with my life. And I realize I don't really finish. I'm not good at endings. I ended up getting a hedgehog actually. When I was young.
Excuse me?
I got a hedgehog, and we thought he was my parents were sure he was a woman, so my sister and I were like, he's got like a hog on him, like he's pretty, like he's like well endowed. Not only is he a man, he's well endowed, you know. And they're like, no, we're gonna name this she hedgehog Chloe, and so we had a male hedgehog named Chloe. And
Interesting.
Yeah, and he escaped all the time. He was like Andy Dufresne. He got in the washing and drying machine. He was in like every appliance, and like we had to tear the house apart. Yeah, great guy.
That brings me to a question that's not an audience question. It's a question from me.
I'm only accepting audience questions at this point.
Yeah, that's interesting, Caissie.
As an audience member to you, you've said before that you don't care what pronouns people use for you, that anything works. Is that still the same, or?
Oh yeah. Whatever. I'm super passive about that kind of thing. It's. I'm waiting for Gen Z to give me a proper gender diagnosis in the mail. I let the world. You tell me, man. I don't know.
You tell me. It makes me like a little nervous because I feel like I want to call you what you want to be called, but also like I feel like I'm choosing dinner for us, and I'm going to choose wrong.
Yeah, usually it's just he, him is typically what I go about on the streets.
All
you
right.
know?
In the streets.
In the
those
streets. Yeah, in the sheets.
Out in the streets.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Lisa wants to know,
Hello, Lisa.
do you feel like growing up in Massachusetts has influenced your comedy?
Yeah.
How could it not, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's so funny. Like, being in Massachusetts, it's like when I go there, I mean, it warms my blood, and I'm sure you must feel this way too, Caissie. Like my blood feels warm, but I don't exhale until I leave Massachusetts. It's all inhales. It's like doing whippets. It's just like, and you get a high from that. Like I'm used to it, and like. As soon as you land down at Logan, you start getting roasted. You start roasting, but then in LA, like no one really jokes around too much. It's like people are like, "Hey, man,"
Cool.
Yeah, which is great. But humor is such a. It's like even everybody is funny in Massachusetts. I think
It's such a gothic place. I think it's like people think of Southern Gothic, but I think that like New England is such a Gothic place. Massachusetts is like the center of it.
Nowhere is more haunted.
I mean, The Witch is the movie. The Witch is the closest representation of what it was like growing up in Massachusetts for me. Like that boy like throwing his life away for witch cleavage in the woods, and then like an apple getting in his throat. Like that's like I'm like this was my childhood.
Wait, you guys, total sidebar about choking, though, real fast. A friend of mine, this literally just happened to a friend, like who's my age. No, she's going to be fine.
Okay.
But she was eating with her girlfriend and choked on a piece of pizza, but then ended up like aspirating a piece of the crust. And it's in her lung. And it's just sitting there and it's infected and she just has to be on antibiotics. And they're like, your body will just absorb it eventually. If not, there's like this procedure we can do that's like not like, it's like an outpatient, but like this happened. So
you have to be careful because you can get pneumonia from
that's exactly right.
aspiration pneumonia.
Yes,
yeah.
Which I, first of all, never knew this existed until last week. And now I'm like terrified that the next time I choke, I'm gonna just
get pizza in the lung.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it would probably be like a piece of nacho, like a tortilla chip.
I mean, this is how De Niro died in The Godfather. I think it was like a full calzone in the lung.
You know what? Also, though, now I'm remembering my friend Ike Barinholtz. I don't know if you know him.
Oh, so I don't know him, but he's so funny.
He's the best. He's been my friend for a million years. And a million years ago, he had some weird thing in his throat, and he was like, "Oh God, I'm like pretty sure it's cancer. Like I'm dying, whatever."
Yeah.
And he went to the doctor, and they're like, "Yeah, what the?" And they pulled out like a little piece of a tortilla chip that was stuck, just like
God.
but it was like stuck like behind his tonsil, like just sort of wedged.
Oh.
I don't like that. That's like
Brutal.
a child's understanding of the human anatomy. Like I didn't think that's like we're like puppies, basically.
How
that's
gerbils keep things in their cheeks.
That's right.
We're not.
That's so scary. Pizza going into the lungs.
Pizza going into like tortilla chip in your, I don't know.
That's my fear of that is why I don't eat raw carrots, because for whatever reason, like the specific gravity of like a chewed raw carrot always ends up going into my lung or into my sinus. And then I have to like go get my sinus excavated because I have a hunk of raw carrot in there. And
carrot
it's not
shrapnel is like serious shit. Like
Could you imagine?
It goes in, I think it's in my shoulders. I think. It really, it's like,
what a
really
way to die.
Shrapnel.
An infected carrot chunk. No, thank you.
No,
do you know that when I was a little girl, did you know this, Caissie? Have we talked about this? That we got this Lhasa Apso puppy named Harrison.
I love a Lhasa Apso. Did you put the bows on him?
Oh, yeah. Harrison always had bows.
Good.
He felt the most himself when he had a bow.
Yeah. And like in like the dog books, it's the only dog wearing bows, even in like the medical journals of dogs. It's like Lhasa Apso's
uniform.
Yeah.
He had to. It was like part of him.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Full femme.
He was a puppy. I was a little kid. I liked to like puppy play with Harrison when he was a little puppy. Mm-hmm. Anyway, at just some point, my mom's like, what's on your, is that a new mole? You know, I have like lots of like moles.
Hell yeah.
My mom's like, that does not look right. That mole does not look right. Took me to the derm. It was one of Harrison's teeth, baby dog teeth. He had like nipped me and lost a baby tooth under my skin.
How are you not pitching this to A24 right now? Because you get Johnny Greenwood doing the soundtrack for dun, 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 dun. That is so bad.
Isn't that insane? And my mom for a long
Under
time
the skin, you had
under
a tooth?
it was like under, like, I don't know. I was like wearing a tank top. We were I was like rah, 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 with the dog. I was like, I don't know, 10 or 11.
That's horrifying.
I don't know, something like that. And the tooth was, to be fair, very small. It was a very small little baby dog tooth. But when the derm like took it out and was like, this is a tooth.
That's so haunting for the derm, mostly for the derm.
Yeah.
For the derm
And
to find a
mom-
Lhasapopsis baby tooth in your body.
My mom thought it was so fucking funny. She kept it in a jar on the shelf, like in the kitchen for years. I don't even know. She probably still has it because my mom never gets rid of anything.
Oh my God.
You've probably absorbed some of that Lhasapopsis magic into your bloodstream then, you know?
It's like
Got-
a Spider-Man
Possible.
situation. Yeah.
Yeah, that top bun is just naturally Lhasapopsis.
Maybe that is it.
Yeah. Do you put that in or that's just there? Do you wake up with that?
I wake up with it. I wake up
Yeah.
like this.
That's the loss. That's the Lhasapopsis.
That's the loss, baby.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Chris,
That is the loss.
has the doctor ever taken anything horrifying out of you?
Well, I have a hump. After the 2016 election, I did this, right after Trump won, I did this like move with my shoulders, and then I started growing this hump. And the surgeon was going to take it out a couple weeks ago, but then he had jury duty. He's also
Wait, is it a lipoma?
Is it a
it's a
lipoma?
lipoma, yeah.
My best friend Emily Beebe has lipoma.
No, wait. What,
Emily Beebe, who does not look dissimilar to you.
So
like
it could
you
be
know,
a-
hair.
Siblings.
it
You guys could be siblings. I don't know what your
uh,
sister actually looks like, but like
She looks
you
like
and
me,
Bibi-
but better. Yeah.
Yes, like BB looks like she's got like do you have a real squishy nose?
Oh yeah, this thing. Yeah, this
Squishy.
Yeah, it could go down a kitchen sink in case of an
Same
like
with Emily.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
No cartilage in that nose. Like look at how hard my nose is.
Oh, that
Yeah,
nose.
mine's like
Wait, our
mine's
noses.
on Chris'
Our nose
side.
is supposed to not be like able to do that.
No,
There's two
they're
different
n-
kinds of cartilage that you can have in a nose. I know this because Emily Beebe and I have been best friends since we were 5.
Her
You
name's
could
Emily
have-
BB. It's like a.
Her last name is Bronkish Bookbinder. Hyphenated.
Bronkish bookbinder.
Yeah, BRONKESHBUCHBINDER.
Oh,
I'm the only person that can spell it as fast as her.
That's one of my favorite theater warm-ups is Bronkish bookbinder, and I'm very
Bronkish.
bookbinder bronk. It's also a good way to summon a Prussian ghost.
But wait, she also has a lipoma on her shoulder that developed after 2016.
What? Seriously?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it stage right, house left?
Hold on.
Yes, I think it's the same shoulder.
think it
that-
is.
Yeah. Yes,
Wait,
I know
hold
because
on,
she
I'm
just.
texting
Yes,
her.
I know it. I know it is.
Did she learn the same thing that I learned? I mean, they take like ultrasounds of this thing like all the time, which is like just to make sure it's okay. And
Yeah.
they told me they were like, if I gain weight, if Chris gains weight, the lipoma gains weight. If I lose weight, the lipoma doesn't lose weight.
Oh no!
God, I don't think she knows that.
Don't tell
But she
her.
did
Emily
lose a
Beebe
lot of
doesn't-
weight, like a year-ish ago.
And it
Emily
stayed
lost
big.
a lot of weight. And I feel like it's definitely more pronounced.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Haven't you noticed that, Caissie?
Yeah, I mean, she usually has sleeves on, so it's only when
Yeah,
someone
she's a
goads
sleever.
her
She's a sleever
into
for sure.
flashing her lipoma,
Right.
that she'll do it.
We
Does
gotta
she-
get you guys
Yeah.
together. This is a medical mystery.
It's begging, and like if I'm near any kind of like ship deck, this thing is begging for a parrot to land on it. You know, it's like any kind of seabird. It's like begging, and it's very it's
Wow.
misleading in that sense. Yeah.
Are you gonna get it removed or just like embrace it?
Yeah. Well, the problem is I can only get an ass doctor to do it. So like it's a
What?
Why?
Yeah. This ass doctor.
What does that mean? Like a proctologist?
Yeah, yeah, I think
or
that's
like a gastroenterologist.
No, he's a proctologist, but he's
Got
like He's like, which shoulder is it on? He's like, I do mostly asses. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't know why I got sent to you. He's like, well, which shoulder is it on? And I'm like, right shoulder. He's like, I do right. I guess he does right shoulders.
No, that's not true.
No, it's true. And he has jury duty, or he did. It must be like some serial killer or something, because he's had jury duty for a while. I keep trying to reschedule. But I'm also afraid of going under the,
Do you have to be put under?
He's
for
gonna
that?
like install a little
so-
asshole on it and suck it out through there.
Oh, God, Caissie.
Well, how
I
else
really
would
don't
would
like
a
that
proctologist
imagery.
do that?
Wait, why does he? I don't understand this.
He's going to give me a BBL on my lipoma. I'm going to have a sweet ass on my right shoulder.
Oh my God, what if like that's what he does? What if he gives it like a makeover and it's like still a lump on your shoulder, but it's like hot as fuck?
He just gives me a dump truck on my back.
He's like,
My
you know what, Chris? I
upper
took
back.
a look at it while you were under, and I made it bigger. It's bigger. There's some division. I put some,
It's like one of those Target balls, outside Target. Those things. Do you see those too? I hope
Yes.
I'm not the only one that sees
You
those.
always
The
have to-
target balls?
they're
The
invisible
whole
to
point of
our,
the target balls, I think.
is so
are
that you
for
don't
my
drive into a
children.
Target.
Oh, I thought it was just for my children to stop, have to climb on top, stand on them, and then almost fall off.
I figured it was like a security measure in case there was some kind of like attack on a target.
A Target-based terror
Like
attack.
someone wanting to drive a truck through a Target or something. That's what I've always assumed. It
Or
would
guys,
stop.
wait. Or yes, yeah, for sure. It's like parking or whatever,
Yeah.
or just like if a car.
Oh yeah,
is out of
if
control.
someone's really excited
think
to
it's
go
like-
to Target and they flip the car on the way and like, yeah.
Yeah.
Or they're like, yeah, I don't know. They put
But like,
it
I'm
in-
with your kids busy. I sit on the Target balls still.
I'm not kidding you. Every fucking time, Cricket is like, it's at least a minute and a half that I'm like, okay, you did it. Woo, let's go.
They're really inviting to perch on. Well, it's a good lookout post. You always
Yeah.
need to be able to.
I mean, the
kinda-
Lhasa Apso in me does like that. Like I do.
Yeah.
I do like to be high up. Oh my God, Caissie. I do. I am part Lhasa.
See?
Yeah, you're at least 10% Lhasa Apso because you had one of the baby teeth in there.
Yeah.
And yeah. So that's
Because
that's
I have
part
a
of you.
thing. I do have to be like high up and be able to see out. And Lhasa Apsos were bred to be temple dogs to protect the temples, and they would sit like high up on these things and look out and guard.
Do you get leash aggression?
I'm like I have aggression, like just all the time aggression.
I was going to say, I bet if I tried to put a leash on you, you wouldn't be too fucking happy about it.
They're temple dogs. That's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
I just figured they were bed warmers. Any dog under 10 pounds, I assumed, was just for Louis XIV to have a warm bed, or Judi Dench.
No, they were like bred to guard, I think, Tibetan temples. Wow. I'm gonna look it up. Emily and I, when Emily and I lived together, we had Emily. Wait, hold on. Oh, right shoulder. Why? Who else has one?
Chris.
Yeah.
Tell her Chris F has one.
When Emily's back in LA, maybe we can get together so you guys can bump lipomas.
I would love that. And the problem is the lipomas, and the nurse practitioner told me that lipomas do speak telekinetically, and so they will scheme if they get together, the pomas. They have a Discord channel going, and I don't know, I don't understand it, but yeah,
They
I'm
exchange
cool.
information telepathically. Okay,
She
that
said,
makes total
OMG,
sense.
lipoma twins.
Yes,
Great.
Yes,
Lipoma twin powers activate.
I am
connection.
really excited about this.
Me too.
That
I
someone
actually
else.
feel good about it.
How does she feel about bathing suit season?
Hates it.
Because it gets sunburned. Not only is it not only do you have to explain to people's boyfriends like why you have a giant, hump on your back. It also takes up a lot. It gets sunburned very easily.
Well, Emily just is is water averse. Not in terms of like showers or no baths, but bodies of water. Emily has never been a fan of. She doesn't like a beach. She's not a beach person. Doesn't
She
like
may-
a body of water.
Maybe her ancestors were seafarers that things went awry at sea or something.
Maybe.
Or maybe they were just like
possible.
farmers.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
never
yeah.
saw
Maybe,
the sea.
maybe they were just totally landlocked.
They were landlocked.
Yeah,
And they don't. And that is inherited trauma.
just Indiana. Yeah.
I bet Emily's grossed out by the other people that are always in a body of water.
Like
yeah,
an
she
Ozark
does
situation.
get sunburnt very easily.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know, guys.
That'll do it.
We're gonna have to. You guys are gonna have to meet.
When I'm in a bath, if you don't see me, it means I'm in a bath.
You know, baths are my life. You love a bath.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes 3 a day.
Wow. Now you and
That's
Busy
not
are
true.
best
Really?
friends.
Yeah, really.
I mean, I've never done a 3 a day. I've done a 2 a day.
Let me push you a little bit. Let me challenge you to the 3. And you
I've
know,
never even heard of the 3 a day.
yeah, well, it's a new plan I start. You know, it's been something I've been working on. It's only if I'm super stressed will I do 3 a day. Usually it's like 1 or 2, but
Where's the middle? Where do you put what timing? What's the timing?
After
what are
every
we talking about?
meal, how's
siesta.
it?
What?
Like a siesta.
Okay, like a 3 p.m.
Totally. Yeah.
Got
Nothing good's ever happened at 3 p.m., you know?
And
No, that's
then
true.
when you're taking
Phone off.
a bath, like what do you do? Or do you have ablutions? Do you have
I put my I turn the water on and off with my foot, and I feel like Michelle Pfeiffer.
In that horror movie, What Lies Beneath?
No, I'm thinking probably more her in Scarface. You know,
Got
when
it.
she's in.
Yeah, sure.
You know when she's in Pacino has a in-ground hot tub.
Yep.
In his bedroom, and it's like massive. Yeah, she's in it, and I feel maybe a little What Lies Beneath. I don't know. When I'm in a tub, I have a bath face. It's fully relaxed and fully at peace.
oh my
It's
gosh.
the one place I can kind of fully relax.
Yeah, same. Have you ever done like a deprivation tank?
No, I've never been invited. How do you do that?
Well, I don't know because I don't really do it. But Caissie
I had a membership.
Caissie was a fan.
of this place on the East Coast that like they have the little pods. You've seen those, like the little things that you close, like a space pod.
Only in Miranda when Miranda does it in and just like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
The place that I went to, I thought that I would be too claustrophobic for that. So the place that I went to was kind of like a little room with a door, but the whole floor of the room was like a salty water bathtub, like warm water bathtub, and completely dark and completely
it.
soundless. And I would ask the reception person, the person at reception, I would give them my phone and let them play binaural beats through the water, like as I was soaking. So the sound waves.
Wait, what? Binaural beats?
Binaural beats, which are
What's
like
binaural?
binaural beats are like they're certain like beats that or like
thumping.
that like certain ones like supposedly help you be more creative. Certain ones help you fall asleep. Certain ones help you feel less stressed. Certain ones are supposed to help you get rid of a headache. So it's like, it's just this, but my friends would always be like, of course, like that's mind control and you're going to, empty your bank account.
They think the binaural beats are going to get you into some kind of MLM situation.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Which I mean is a reasonable fear. But anyway, I would play the binaural beats into.
Is the cha-cha
This is a
slide
binaural
considered
beat.
binaural?
I would think so. I would think the cha-cha slide is definitely. I don't
Yeah.
know what the result is. What the resulting
This one
like
isn't beating.
brain pattern that if you're doing the cha-cha slide, like what happens immediately after the cha-cha slide.
Yeah, I think you just do it.
You just keep doing. Yeah,
It gets
so
you to do the dance.
That's
which
probably
is,
probably what.
Which is
what
not
that-
the end of the world. Yeah.
No, it's. I mean,
It's
it can be
manipulative.
pretty bad. Yeah.
Yeah. It can be pretty bad if you're in the wrong place doing that. I
Or
love
if-
that idea of being in a soundless room. Wow, did you find any benefit from it?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the first couple times I did it, just was like racing thoughts the entire time. And I was like, this is
Sure.
gross. I don't know why anyone would do that. And then the person running the place was like, I just encourage you to stick with it because you will get to a place where you quiet down inside your mind. And like I lived in fear of having like a stuffy nose. Like I was like, my nose is always stuffy and I would just like fixate on that. But by like, I want to say the fourth time was the first time I didn't like pop up out of the water and be like, I have to get out of here. And then after that fourth time, I would go in, I would fall right asleep in the water, like deep sleep. And I think
That's how Richard II died. That scares me, you know.
It's very floaty. It's very salty water, so you can't really like unless I turned over in my sleep and went face down, which I don't think I would do.
I'm a stomach sleeper, so I'd be,
See, I am too, but I never did drown. But I did feel like I had like a little bit of a psychological breakthrough. Like all kidding aside, I do feel like it was a life changer for me.
Wow.
Maybe
Yeah.
I need to start doing this.
I would love to do this. This sounds great.
I recommend it. Like at the very least, it's very relaxing to have like 100% of the pressure taken off of your body, you know?
I would just be afraid that a live stream video would be being sent to all my friends.
Oh, well, 100%. Like that's one of the thoughts that you're going to think, and it might be true, you know? That's one of the millions of thoughts that will race through your head that, you know.
Yeah.
You can wear a swimsuit in there if you want to, but you can be like
Nice.
naked vibes too, you know?
I'll wear bottoms.
Okay. All right. I think you'd like it. I recommend
I'll wear
it.
gauchos.
Gauchos
gaucho.
and like knee-high boots, but that's it.
Yeah.
I have a question from a listener for Chris.
Oh, okay.
How are you getting access to the list? Is this live? This isn't live.
This is my friend Christine.
Oh, okay.
Who's going to be you for Halloween?
Who's going to be you for
yeah.
Halloween?
Oh, and I'm going to be her. Yeah.
She wants
Out
to know,
of gentleman's law. Yeah.
do you have beef with Arizona?
No, well, okay, yes. I don't know how to say this. I mean, I think I find Florida and Arizona, they're kind of crutches for me when I'm writing.
Right.
I find them both to be quite funny. I find the kind of Tommy Bahama retiree, I think that's funny.
Yes.
And I feel like Arizona packs a punch. You don't have to do much. You can just kind of say Arizona and people's heads go. I did do a show in Phoenix that was so bad that I refused to go back to Phoenix. So yes. And Phoenix is, but yeah, I find it to be one of the worst places on
Wait, where
planet
was
Earth.
it? Where was the show?
I don't even remember. It was 2017, and it was it was just quiet desert freaks in the crowd, and it's like you can't get anything done with that. And my agent Mark is the same guy who was like told me that I had to do better at the second show than the first show. He texted me yesterday like, "Have you gotten over what about Phoenix? Like, have you gotten over your trauma from Phoenix? Can we put you back in Phoenix?" And I said, "Absolutely not."
Oh my God. Okay, well, Christine's going to be so sad because she lives in Phoenix.
She's going to have to travel.
Oh, no, she does?
Yeah, that's where I grew up. I grew up in Scottsdale.
You did?
I did. Yeah.
What are
I
your
grew up
thoughts?
in Arizona.
What are your thoughts of Arizona?
I mean, Arizona's the worst, but
Yeah.
it's like also, it's like
I thought you grew up in LA. I don't know why I thought you grew up in LA.
Because I went to college in LA. I moved there when I was 17. I graduated from high school at 17 and moved to Los Angeles and then and then I've been famous since I was 19.
Wow. What's
So you
that
have
like?
grown up in LA in many ways.
So I did, and now I'm 44.
Wow.
It's a long ass time of your life to be doing a public facing career.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not weird, Chris.
Yeah. Does it get better?
In what way?
Like the stress of like.
No.
Okay. I'm sorry.
This is what
it's
you have
also-
to look forward to.
But it also shifts. It's also different. But as we know, like the lines move, things change, so I think that, we actually spent a lot of time talking in the beginning of this podcast about, I think my sort of impetus for wanting to be an actor and be in Hollywood was very specific. And that shifted over time. And then I reached a point where I also realized I didn't want to be a part of a system of oppression and misogyny and horror.
Yeah.
that I was a part of, like we all have been. I mean, not you guys necessarily, but like, well, Caissie, you we have been.
Yeah.
Worked for bad people, smiled and said,
Yeah.
like all of those things. And so then,
especially as a 19-year-old, that must have been crazy. As yeah, as your brain, I did not have a working brain at 19.
Right, exactly.
I feel really grateful that I sort of did, like, in as much, in a way that, like, in as much as any 19-year-old could, like I sort of did. And I like fundamentally understood some things that helped me. And also I had already been through like a lot of trauma. So I was like, here we are. Like I can, like I was smart enough to suss out things, but
that's
also,
amazing. I mean, yeah, you've always seemed incredibly self-possessed in a way that it's very relaxing to see someone as self-possessed, especially.
Yeah, it's not relaxing to be, though.
Well, right. It's a heavy lies the crown type of a thing. You make us feel relaxed, but but of course
On the
you're
inside.
Yeah, you're screaming. There's banshees in there, I'm sure.
Right. The banshees never end.
No.
But I'm from Arizona. And in Arizona, like I will say, it's a great punchline. And also has some, I don't even know. I don't know. The only redeeming thing about it is that the desert is really specific.
Right.
And if you're a person who understands like what the desert can actually do in a kind of, I don't know, sort of
mystical sense?
Mystical sense.
Yeah.
Then,
I've always been so drawn to that, and I don't understand it, but I'm very, I've
have
always
you ever been to Sedona?
Of course, yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, Sedona's like...
Tucson is like, I got this ring in Tucson in 2010, and I think of Tucson as like such a magical place. I'm kind of obsessed with, I don't go to Arizona very often, but I definitely think about it a lot.
Just
it's in your brain.
Just Phoenix.
And I can't go to Phoenix. I will not go. I'm sorry. Aren't there like underground tunnels in Phoenix because it's so hot? Or is that a lie?
It's just your dream.
The problem is I have this vivid imagination.
But that's like me. I mean, I feel like that's like a lot of people. Also, I don't know. I feel like a lot of I didn't grow up with Google, so I just sort of made things up.
Totally.
And then was like, that sounds right. And then 20 years later, someone's like, wait, what did you think? That's not at all accurate to anything. And I'm like, oh, well, okay.
And people think because I'm a little offbeat or whatever that like I have this loose relationship with language, and that I'll like say, people will just assume I'm saying a word purposely and misusing it, and they don't ever like stop me, except for like my loved ones who are like, that's not what that word means. And I'm like, I just said that. I just released this on a massive, and it's me not understand. Like, why doesn't anyone stop me? Everyone's like, oh, we thought that was part of your bit because you're crazy. Because you're unusual. Because you're unusual.
Because you're quirky.
Because you're quirky. You misuse words.
Unusual. Chris, we always ask our guests to share with us like a pivot story from their life. Do you have one to share with us?
Yeah, I mean, it's always pivot. I thought my whole life I'm a swivel stick.
Mm-hmm. It is the vibe I get. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I'm always pivoting. I mean, most dramatically, I moved to LA because I got a manager who was based in LA, and then I got to LA. She became a chef, and I started, stand-up was going nowhere, so I started putting stuff online. And then I was like, get me offline. I was, happy that I had like a following, but then I was like, I want to do legitimate stuff, and I got like a TV show thing in 2018. We worked on that. And it was like, we shot the pilot and they were like, we love this. We're going to write more episodes. And we had to write all these other episodes. And we were so sure. I was like, it was like that my nugget. I was like, oh, at least I had this for 3 years. And then there was a merger and a new lady took over and she was like, oh yeah, we're absolutely not doing this. And so I just kind of had like, it's like a series of nervous breakdowns and then rebuilding. And during that time, I was like, I won't have to do stand-up. Like I will be able to stop because like God loves stand-up, but it's also, it is hellish, you know? It's like it can like destroy you. And then the idea of me being able to do this TV show, this community of people is so nice. And then
which part, can I just ask you a question? Which part can destroy you? Is it the touring? Is it the culture of like it being so horrific and misogynistic? What is it that can kill you?
Me personally is like bad nights, you know, like and getting like as soon as you think you have like a formula worked out, that's when it gets when you get like complacent. If I'm not constantly writing, even after I have a good hour or whatever, I get dead-eyed on stage. Like I can feel them not feeling it. I can feel myself not feeling it. Like I just feel like it's so seldom in a good place for me. It's so hard. Like it's either too unprepared or too overprepared, and I'm not present. It's crazy. It's
right.
And you're relying on like. Sometimes there's like no room for nuance also in stand-up. Like it really just comes down to just hammering them with jokes and getting those decibels, you know, and getting loud sounds out of the theater. And like, it's you know, I'm a clown with a decibel
That
quota.
feels, as you describe it, it feels oppressive. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, because you have to like, if people are coming out to see you, like I have to hit like if I don't hit like feeling like the room is shaking with like screaming laughter like 3 times or 4 times, then it's like I've wasted people's time. And it's like I much prefer like being a part of something and kind of fucking it up as opposed to being like the whole maitre d' of the evening. It's like too much pressure. I just kind of like I don't know. So does that answer your question?
Yeah,
no, that totally
it's super interesting.
I mean, it makes sense that like you were really like sort of relying on a TV thing. To me, like one of the beautiful things about making stuff for the internet or making television in some cases is that like there can be some distance between the performance and like how it's received.
Totally.
And so it insulates you a little bit. I've also worked in like live TV a ton, or like TV with a live audience. So that is kind of like similar to live performance, and there's something to be said for it, but I'm like feeling every word you're saying. Like when the energy's off or it's just not going the way that you envisioned it, like you really do feel like you just want to stop and come back another day. If you know, like
immediately
to try to just have to soldier on is.
And sometimes I have this in. Like, do you ever meet someone who you don't want to make laugh? Like, it just, like, sometimes in an audience, I'm like, I don't want to make this group of people laugh. Like, I don't like.
We're not for each other.
I don't like the sounds. I don't like it's
wow.
It's bitchy, but yeah.
No,
I think it's deeply honest.
Yeah,
I actually think it's really self-aware and honest.
Yeah.
Because I think that a lot of people wouldn't cop to that. But I totally know what you mean.
Sometimes when someone has an annoying laugh in person, I'm like, I can't make. I remember one time I was hungover and I had to do a guy's podcast who has a notoriously loud laugh, and I was too hungover, and I was like,
Pete Holmes.
Yeah.
Right? It has to be.
It was. It was.
His laugh is so fucking loud.
And when you're hungover, it's like a nuclear alarm. Like I was like, I bombed. I had to bomb on purpose because I couldn't deal. And it's like, I couldn't, my body couldn't take that laugh. And
you needed a bath.
It was not for him on that day.
I needed to be in the, Auntie needed to be in the tub. Yeah.
If you, would you do a podcast? Tales from the Bath.
Oh my God, just me in the tub?
You in the tub. And then you invite your guests to join from the tub.
Izzy, that is such a good idea. You know, Ben Franklin used to have business meetings from the bathtub. I only know this because I
loved
took
a
a
bath.
course
That
called
will-
Intro to Ben Franklin. And my professor looked exactly like Ben Franklin, which like standing O. And there was a kid in my class, he was really quiet, named Brian Petchers, and he was sketching something every class. He was working on something, and I kept trying to get a peek. And I couldn't quite see what it was. And on the final day of class, I saw what he'd been working on the whole semester, and it was the most immaculate portrait of Ben Franklin. It was like a pencil drawing. It looked like it was photorealism. And it was, anyway, yeah, it was an incredible class. And I got really in. My sisters, do you guys have sisters who call you all day until you pick up? That's all my sister does. She just calls me.
No.
And, yeah.
She
Katie?
loves you.
That's really cute. What's her name, Katie?
Her name's Katie, yeah. She's older, but everyone thinks I'm older because I look worse. But she is older. She's older than me.
Everybody thinks that I'm older than my sister.
Really?
Really?
Yes. And
Oh,
it
that's
really
so
bums
funny.
me out.
Everybody, when Busy's sister worked on our TV show as a producer.
I'm busy tonight.
On
Busy
Busy
Tonight.
Tonight.
Busy
And
tonight
peop-
ruled.
Thanks.
Thank you. That's so nice.
Even just theoretically, by the way, Chris, thank you for saying that. Like, that's really nice.
Yeah.
It ruled.
You know what I mean?
Thank you for
Yeah.
watching it.
And then Drew B took it, right? Or we don't. Do we not say that?
I mean, listen,
Right?
there can only be so many women with TV shows at one time, I
There
guess.
can only be so many white girls crying on television
That's
at
not
one
what I'm
time.
saying. I'm saying it that you brought finally a grounded, real energy to like, hey, we're hanging out, and then
Yeah,
and
that's
I'm empathetic but funny, and
That's what we wanted to do. We just wanted to like make a nice hangout that like people thought of as like a treat at the end of their day.
Athletic Greens. Listen, Athletic Greens has a product that I use literally every day. I started taking Athletic Greens because I was like, why not? I'll try it. I wanted better gut health. I wanted to get all of the good things in my body without having to take a ton of pills and vitamins, which drives me insane trying to take all those pills and vitamins. What is it? With one delicious scoop of Athletic Greens, you absorb 75 high quality vitamins, minerals, whole food sourced superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens to help you start your day right. This special blend of ingredients supports your gut health, your nervous system, your immune system, your energy, your recovery, your focus in aging, all of the things. It's one scoop. It's lifestyle friendly, whether it's keto, paleo, vegan, dairy-free, gluten-free, whatever you subscribe to, or just like you're like, I eat anything, great. That too contains less than 1 gram of sugar, no GMOs, no nasty chemicals or artificial anything, which is amazing. And that part is so incredible when you consider how good it tastes. Like, I don't understand how they do it, but it tastes really good. You can put it in a smoothie. You can just put it in water, mix it up. Actually, I have my Athletic Greens vitamin D3 plus K2 right here. I've been taking it, which your subscription of AG1 will come with a year's supply of vitamin D, which is really an important thing to add in. Really good for your immune system. It costs less than $3 a day. You're investing in all-in-one nutritional insurance, guys. Athletic Greens has over 7,000 5-star reviews. Right now, it's time to reclaim your health. Arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition, especially because, listen, bugs are back. School is back. It's just one scoop in a cup of water every day. That's it. No need for a million different pills and supplements to look out for your health. And to make it easy for you, Athletic Greens is going to give you that free 1-year supply of immune supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/busy. Again, that is athleticgreens.com/busy to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. Oh, green pan. Okay, so listen, we were talked about a little bit how I've been getting back into cooking more. It's been really something that's important to me. And I've been using my green pans since I got them because, I'm going to be honest, mostly for like eggs because a nonstick pan and pancakes for the kids. So, and for me, guys, what am I saying? Why do I do that? I make pancakes for me too, but also mostly for Cricket because Cricket loves pancakes. But you want a nonstick pan when you're making those two things. As far as I'm concerned, yeah, eggs and pancakes. I'm trying to think of like what other things that I get really, but eggs are the ones that like, it really bugs me when it sticks to the pan, But with green pan, I don't even have to worry about eggs sticking to the pan because green pan is the greatest. It's ceramic nonstick cookware. And it's the best that money can buy. They revolutionized home cooking in 2007 when they introduced the world to ceramic nonstick cookware. It's the first and best toxin-free alternative to cookware with those coatings that make it nonstick. If you have that cookware with those coatings, I'm telling you right now, throw it out because they have all of the bad things on them. The PFAS, the PFOA, lead, cadmium. If you don't know what that means, like all you need to know is that they're forever chemicals. They stay in your body. It's not good. But green pans aren't. And a lot of cookware companies say that they're toxin free, but they're not PFAS free. And they're not toxin free. But green pan is. Also, it's beautiful. They have so many fun colors. It might be time for you to upgrade your cookware and make sure that your cookware, the food you're cooking is healthy. What you're cooking your food in should be healthy too. Green Pan also owns their own factory. Other companies make cheap products with cheap materials because it's cheaper. Green Pan makes sure its products live up to their standards. And they've got a 60-day return policy. So you have plenty of time to make sure Green Pan is right for you. Listen, I have the blue ones. Caissie, I think, went yellow. They're so cute. Go check it out. Toss your pans that are coated in bad stuff. Toss those plastic pans. Upgrade your cookware with Green Pan. Head to greenpan.us and use promo code BEST, and you're going to receive 30% off your entire order plus free shipping on orders over $99. That's right, 30% off. So head to greenpan.us and make sure you use our promo code BEST or they won't know that we sent you. Everyone has lost their fucking minds.
Oh, yeah.
You seem normal. Are you not? I don't know.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that I was like, that could be a collective question to the to the world. I'm certainly not normal, but like there's like a reason you're gonna like. I'm not gonna have a meteoric rise. I'm not gonna be doing stadiums. I'm just gonna try to keep whatever it is I'm doing and thrive at that. Seeing what people do to get it to the someone described it. Someone described Dane Cook as like a rocket ship. I forget who it was, and like things get consumed on the way to the. And I think it's often unique to male comics. Like, even beloved stand-ups are known for sometimes stealing jokes because, I think of SNL stealing shit. Like SNL's always stealing our shit. Like that's, but it's like, but they have to because they have to write for like you shouldn't have to write a sketch show every single week. That's insane. Right. I think it's. So, I don't know. So maybe it's the system that brings out these unsavory.
Yeah, well, people have to deliver. Right. They're like, listen, I'm going to try to do it as best I can in an honest way. But if I have to grab someone else and burn them up in the last minute to survive, that's what I'll do.
Playing to massive crowds and needing to hit those sounds I'm talking about. It's also an unnatural thing for someone to be performing in front of X number of people. I don't know. It's all crazy.
It's all crazy.
That is interesting, though, that like that thing, like does the piece exist in the person before the thing becomes bigger? It has to.
Narcissism.
That thing has to exist in the person before.
I am, yes. I think if, I mean, this is a great example of, I don't know how if I got famous at like 19, I think I would be, my head would be massive. But like, I have had the luxury of not being very successful. And that has been very nice. Ultimately.
I had the luxury of coming of age and working in this industry at a time when it was literally horrific and I was told horrible things about myself and my body. And you know what I mean? So like, while I was working, I was also like being constantly degraded.
And pushed down,
and
whack-a-mole.
Put down and whack-a-mole.
And also Freaks and Geeks is iconic on the one hand, but it also got canceled, you know, so you also like learned right off the bat, like this doesn't always go the way you want it to go, you know?
Oh yeah, no, it wasn't that 70s show.
Right.
Freaks and Geeks. Like we weren't.
Yeah.
Ooh, what a time. And now we're just seeing the effects. Like I worked on 2 massively successful shows like back to back for 9 years. And so I didn't know anything other than like, oh, everything I work on is a giant hit. You know, I had to learn that in my 30s, like what it was like to have someone be like, this show isn't making it. You know, this show is on the bubble or whatever. It took me a long time to ever have to experience that. And I wish I had experienced it earlier on, just so I would know better what I was getting into.
Yeah. For me, the balance is I've been trying to find, I can't tell if it's like, sometimes if I have too many successes in a row, I can feel myself getting a little too cocky and it going to my head.
Yeah.
And it's hard to tell what the difference between like hope and cockiness is for me, but also like hope is, I think it's so hard. Like it's hard for your soul not to die when you get like certain rejection, you know, and then that can then turn to cynicism and stuff. And so like I try to find the balance of like, not getting too hardened off, but also, I don't know. It
sounds like you have a really close relationship with your family.
Oh yeah, my sister calls me all day long, every day.
Clearly.
I mean, it's my phone bill's insane just from that. You know, like imagine if your phone was always ringing. It's Katie, and you know,
that's why you have to succeed just to pay that phone bill.
That's
the main reason you got into this fucking business is to pay the Katie bill.
It's to pay the Verizon Katie bill. Yeah, I'm on the Katie plan.
Okay, wait. So what are you doing? Okay, so talk to us about what's next, and also
we should say what we're doing our best at this week because that's
what are you doing? What are you doing your best at this week?
Okay, Caissie, you go first.
I have, for the first time in a long time, a really full social calendar coming up, which is so great. And I feel so lucky. And it's like all kinds of nice things, but I'm still kind of playing it safe. So I'm going to go tomorrow and get all of those vaccines that I need to get. And, you know, just try to still be smart. You know, because I still have friends that are popping up with positive COVID tests. It seems like everybody, you just had it. Another friend of mine just had it. And so I'm going to get those vaccines tomorrow. And then I'm going to try to cautiously attend the things that I can attend, just being careful and masking and testing in between to make sure that I'm not a one-woman super spreader event.
Are you saying several vaccines?
Yeah, because I like to get 10 COVID vaccines at one time.
What are you talking about?
No,
actually?
I'm going to get the new COVID vaccine. I'm going to get the flu vaccine, and I'm going to get the RSV vaccine, and I'll get them all at once because I've gotten
RSV.
RSV is for like respiratory.
It's an all-terrain vehicle. Yeah.
Yes.
Wait, is
Lyndon B.
RSV?
Johnson
But is
had
that
one?
only like on the East Coast? I mean, on the West Coast, isn't it? Is RSV the one that's only on the West Coast?
I don't think so, but also I'm not just on the West Coast, so I'm just going to get it. But
RSV sounds like a conservative senator who's taken off, doesn't it?
It does.
It totally does.
Oh, shit. RSV, wearing the mink coat, causing a scene on the Senate floor.
It's the right answer to AOC they've been waiting for.
Gosh.
They need
I'm gonna get that
RSV.
RSV vaccine, and I'll find out exactly what it's for and fill you all in. But yeah, I'm gonna get those vaccines tomorrow so that I can lay around like ET at the bottom of the river on Thursday.
He did not look good there, did he?
He didn't look great. That's
all
how
gray. Yeah,
that's how I feel. I am the day after a vaccine, and when you double and triple them up, I'm definitely ET in the river, ET in a tent. You know,
if you zoom in on ET in that, he is holding actually one of those tanning aluminum foil things. that like if you really punch in there, he is just sunning himself. And I think Elliot overreacted. Elliot's
calm
being
down,
alarmist.
Elliot.
Yeah. I'm just getting some sun, dude. When I tan, I turn gray. Yeah.
Biz, what are you doing your best at this week?
Well, I mean, I did cook. I did deliver on a thing that I was like wanting to do more of in this year, 2023. And for the first time in this year
You
of
made
2023,
it before the
I made a
fourth
meal.
quarter.
I made a big meal, like a brisket, and yeah, so I did it. Like I followed a recipe.
All right.
Did it?
Yeah, I did it, and it was really good. It was really delicious.
It's a brisket, the kind of meat you can cut with a fork.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
If you do it right.
And there's like, there's like the southern brisket, which is like a smoked or whatever barbecue brisket. The you put it in a smoker, like any hetero straight cis dude over like 45 is like has the
Things they
egg
know
and-
how to make a
Yeah,
brisket.
things that they're like, it's gonna be in there, the brisket's on. I'm like, well, fuck
gonna
you.
change your life.
Anyway, gross.
That brisket's going to change your life. Come on, babe.
Gross. Like, honestly, dude, it's not going to, and no one's impressed. Just so you know, it's just like a device. It's a device that you bought. It's a fucking thing that you can
That's
do.
right. Yeah.
Sorry, I got so heated about brisket just now.
I feel it. I'm heated, but I'm just putting my nails through the chair.
Yeah. And then the other kind of brisket is the kind I made, which is like a braised, tradish in Jewish culture, Rosh Hashanah.
Shana Tova, of course. Yes.
Shana Tova. But the brisket that I made was from Jake Cohen's new cookbook that came out. And Jake Cohen, I started following on Instagram. Well, actually, it's interesting. For whatever reason, the woman that I get my facials from here in New York City on the Upper East Side has one book in the waiting room. And it's his first cookbook, Jewish. It's like, I don't know why. I never have asked.
Because people
Maybe he gets his
getting
facials there.
are hungry for briskets.
Yeah. Or
Everybody
gefilte
knows
fish.
it.
Yeah.
But then he started like popping up on my Explore page, making challah over the summer, like on Fire Island in a Speedo. And I was like, who is this person that I'm like watching knead dough in a Speedo? Sometimes my Explore page is so like, I'm like, who's stealing my phone and like putting in an algorithm of like.
I also feel like so much from this episode of this podcast is referencing things that happened on And Just Like That, because we talked about the flotation pod. Then I feel like when you talked about your pilot, it was very Che Diaz, like exactly what happened to Che Diaz.
I didn't finish. Did that happen to Che? Fuck.
Yes. Sorry,
Fuck.
spoiler alert.
No, I embrace spoilers. I just don't want to be like Che. That's so bad.
And then you're talking about like a guy in a Speedo making bread, which is like, that's Mario Cantone's like business is like sexy boys delivering bread. Anyway, sorry.
Mario's
to
like-
Might be, but they probably, it's ripped from the headlines, right? Isn't that what they say about And Just Like That?
Yes. I mean, sure.
It's like, so yeah, they probably, anyway, I made that brisket, guys. I made a whole meal. I had, and I felt good about it. And so I did that.
That's
Way to
great.
go.
That sounds like when you said cooked, I was imagining a quesadilla. I was imagining
That shit, honey, I've got a 10-year-old and a teenager who's at boarding school now, but like quesadillas, mac and cheese, like we're cooking.
who's in the army now, but yeah. Who's at West Point now?
I shipped that kid away.
Yeah. That kid's on the front lines, babe, but
That kid chose to ship themselves away. And you know what? She's loving it.
that's so cool. I mean, I think that must have been emotional, right? To say
Yes.
bye. Yeah, I think I
It's been
remember.
crazy.
Yeah.
He's in Sweden.
Oh, it's Sweden. What?
Because this is the kind of kid, I mean, like, whatever. I feel like you and I could just hang out, and like next time you're in New York, we can go hang out and
Great.
we can talk, like, for real. But Birdie is like
talk
a very
shit.
interesting person.
Oh,
She,
yeah.
shocking. But like she
Right.
got really upset after the insurrection. She was 12.
Yeah.
And she was like, we need to move to Europe. Like, you need to find a way out. And I was like, but your dad and I are like, no, well, there's no version of events. Like, we're also, what? And then she was like, I want to go to an international boarding school, like, and do an IB program and so that I can start the path toward getting a dual citizenship somewhere.
That's remarkable. Like my whole generation during GW Bush was like, we're all like, we're moving to Canada, and then none of us fucking moved to Canada. To see someone actually stick to their guns is very cool to me. That sounds like a cool kid.
Yeah, she's really cool. She's also super complicated and like it's but
you must feel cool though, being like, wow, my daughter's a badass. My child's
It's so
a
interesting,
badass.
Chris, because being a parent, I don't know if you want to have children or if it's a thought or whatever.
Yeah.
But my experience as being a parent is that anything that you think you can take credit for, you can't. Certainly, like, I do think that Mark Silverstein, who is my ex-husband, who we have these kids together and we're partners in that. Like, I think we're a good balance. I think we do a good job in a lot of ways. And also, I think fundamentally, for whatever reason, this person is just this fucking person. And like, no amount of me doing anything would have changed the trajectory. I think that Mark and I certainly helped guide Birdie onto, like, I don't know. It's just people come out and they're just their own fucking weird people.
I mean, that's what the premise of Alien was, right?
Parenthood basically is Alien. That's what I have often thought. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I do think that was the premise, I think, right? Like that was like the kernel of emotional truth.
That's the emotional truth of Alien.
That's the emotional truth.
That's what I may have dreamt that, but like, yeah, I mean, that sounds very cool to not take credit, because then also if they end up in jail, it's like a little no skin off your back, right? It's like
exactly.
It's like a
but
good.
you understand if that were the situation, I 100% it's all on me. Like
that would be 100%.
That would be the thing I would own. I would own to my grave and would wear it as a scarlet letter.
So there's
We'd let you off the hook, though.
benefit to your you're just, wow, that's
Chris and I would 100% tell you nothing you could have done.
Sweetie, you didn't
did everything
do it.
you could.
Yeah. Sweetie, getting her into Cops at the neonate stage was not the end of that show. Cops, making her watch it, seasons 1 through 10.
When my son was an infant, we did watch Oz with him, and he will often
he took
say
it in.
that explains a lot.
I'm still convinced that my mother fucked my brain up by watching. But like, growing up, there was like one television in our home.
Yeah.
Oh, you're getting, yeah.
5 channels or whatever. And like, you're at the like mercy of whatever your mom wants to watch.
Yeah.
Completely.
And Prime Suspect was my mom's favorite show.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Yeah.
And then I was in 4th grade and Twin Peaks, my mom was like, we got to watch it. And we fucking watched Who Killed Laura Palmer. I was in 4th grade.
But
This is why-
cool. That's cool though.
This is why you know not to go to a second location.
I know that from Oprah.
Oprah taught that?
Yeah, Gavin DeBecker. It's a famous like from one of her famous like crime or like, the
Gift of Fear.
The Gift of Fear. That, Gavin DeBecker, he's like the private security firm guru guy who does all of the like celebrities. Now he just has like his just a whole business.
Now he just owns a Panera to go. Yeah.
She had him on like in the 90s and his The Gift of Fear is his book that's like how to stay free from being murdered and kidnapped. I don't fucking know. But, right? Like, what, I mean.
Yeah, that's basically, yes.
That's basically it. But like his whole thing is
Yeah.
like never go to the secondary location. Someone comes up to you in the middle of the night or like, you're walking down the street and they put a gun to your head and they're like, you're getting in the car, say, shoot me here. You have a better chance of survival if they shoot you there than if you get in the car.
Okay, I misunderstood when you were saying don't go. I thought
not.
you meant after parties.
I did.
Okay.
I have then used it.
She's extrapolated it out.
I have
to
extrapolated it from like,
Wow.
and again, Chris, this is like where we have to hold both things. Both things are true.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to get murdered for sure.
I'm still
Don't wanna
buzzing
get
from
stuck in an after
the use of
party.
extrapolating being thrown at me over Zoom. I'm still buzzing from the extrapolate. I don't know we're taking the LSATs today. I have a 3-syllable limit to my words.
Guys, do you know that kids don't even take fucking tests anymore to get into college? It like doesn't mean anything.
The SATs don't. I used to tutor
No.
the SATs. That was my job out here before.
You
That
tutored?
bums me out.
I was an SAT tutor. Yeah. That was my bread and butter.
Rich kids?
Yeah. There's some twins in Seal Beach, and here's where I would get them to gossip for 4 hours. I'd be like, and they would just talk shit and run the clock. And I think it was 4 hours with one twin and 4 with the other, and they would both be talking shit about each other. and then like occasionally I would talk about the essay question. But yeah.
Oh my
Wait, so kids
God.
don't have to? What do they do? Physical challenges?
It's like most universities and colleges now are like, yeah, that's fine, but we don't really. It's not like remember, it used to be like the whole way you would fucking get into a good
It's the
school.
only-
It was my whole identity how well
Me
I
too.
did on the SAT.
Of
Me
course,
too,
I
Caissie.
mean, so many people.
Yeah. Because I had bad grades, and so I was like, I need to fucking pull it
Nail it.
together.
I am actually smart. Thank you. But now it's meaningless, you're telling me?
That's so bad.
Yeah, pretty much.
Get it.
Mhm.
I'm losing all my street cred that I have in Harvard Square and wherever Yale is.
Wait, where did you go to school? Did you go to college? Where'd
I
you
went
go
to
college?
Skidmore College in upstate
Oh,
New
you
York.
did?
Yeah. Do you know Skidmore?
Yeah, it's where my asshole ex-boyfriend went.
No way. Yeah, no, that's that.
He's
that
so
makes
much
sense.
older than you, though. And
How
yeah.
old? How much old? We wouldn't have
He's
overlapped.
probably, I think he's 48.
Yeah. No, I missed
That
him.
guy.
Missed
That
him
guy.
by about 10 years. Yeah.
10 years.
About
Chris,
12 years. Yeah.
What are
Yes.
you doing your best at this week?
I'm trying just not to freak the fuck out.
How's it going?
Pretty good. Okay. And also I'm trying to enjoy things better. I'm really
Yeah.
bad at even when something is good, I'm like, I'm very dissociative. And so I'm trying to kind of not. I enjoyed myself last night. We had a screening of that pilot that I was telling you about. We did a reading of another episode, and it was like a celebration. It felt really nice, and I am seldom able to do that. And not
Yeah.
but I was freaking out before. I don't know. I'm just trying to be less dreading and more like excited, and I'm trying just to relax too. And I think I'm relaxing.
That's
You
good.
seem relaxed. I'm
You
going to
seem-
say it.
Yeah.
That's good.
You seem
That's
chill.
great. I
How many
I
baths
feel pretty
have you
chill.
had so far today?
Today, I took a shower, so 0.
Okay.
I showered. Yeah.
0 baths.
Yeah, 0 bath. Yeah. What? I wanted to make a reference to what chinchillas do, dust baths, but I couldn't
a
think of a
dust-
quick. Imagine me doing a dust bath. That's kind of good.
Why are we just not hanging out, Chris? Caissie also last night at dinner with Michelle, we
Williams.
realized Michelle
Obama.
Williams. Oh my God! I showed her.
Are you serious, Michelle Williams?
Yeah, yes, but she's my best friend.
I fucking love Michelle Williams.
Wait, you know that in the taxi on the way back, I showed her Driscoll's or gerbil.
Oh, thank you. Oh no, she saw that. Oh
She
man.
was so excited. She loved it. Are you fucking kidding? She's like, I love it. I love it. And then I showed lemon donut because that's like my favorite. Like,
Oh, great.
just the lemon
Great.
donut thing. She doesn't have social media, so like
I would hope not. Yeah, yeah.
most things are like not. I don't know. Fucking Jessica Chastain's like out here doing reels. Like who knows?
Right,
You know what I mean? Yeah, who fucking knows anything anymore? But
Chastain's not on the Williams. No,
honey, don't we fucking know it? Anyway,
Is Chastain not Ron Howard's daughter too? They're right. It's a different.
They're
person?
different. Different
Okay.
people.
Are we sure? We're sure. Okay. You would know. Yeah. I think so too.
I
Well,
mean,
you do know. Okay.
But I get
Sorry.
it. I get it. I get wondering.
Wow, Michelle Williams though. Oh my God. Wow.
Well, she thinks you're very, very fucking funny, and she loved it.
That's too good to be. I need to reject that information, or my I'll get too cocky. You are seeing someone behind you. Okay. Yes.
There's
okay.
lipoma.
That's
There's
Emily
lipoma
Beebe.
Oh.
She's visiting from LA. Well,
Oh
she's
my
worked here.
God. Okay. Great. I
Show
was
Chris
hoping.
your lipoma.
Chris, Emily, show Chris your lipoma.
Hi,
Look.
Emily.
She's like, oh, okay.
Look,
Hers is in the
his
front. Yours is in the back.
Oh.
You're twins.
I got a back lipoma. You got a front. Together, these are like things that if put together, they could like.
They're putting them together. She
Yeah.
can't hear you.
Oh.
I don't think. Oh my God.
I like it. Guys, I like it. I'm into it. You guys are
wanna
going to
keep
meet
it?
in LA. I feel good about this friendship. I
We
like
can meet
it.
at the Gelson's Wine Bar and
Gelson's
Yes.
Wine Bar.
lipomas.
Yes. Let's go to Gelson's. The one by UCB, that Gelson's?
Yes.
Yeah.
We go get
That's
wine
where I
there.
parked to go to UCB, and I'm always afraid. I always say I have to make this quick. I parked at Gelson's, and I
Yeah.
every
Well,
set.
just pop into the wine bar. Just pop in.
They have a wine bar there. It's great.
Hell
it's the
yeah.
best. It's the hottest spot in town.
The
Yeah.
drunkest I've been has been at the Whole Foods bar, I think, in Pasadena. Me and my friends would go watch the Super Bowl at the Whole Foods because it's the least aggro place. We're like, we have to watch
Yeah.
if Katy
I really
Perry's
like
doing it. Yeah.
I like it. I like being able to get a little drink before you grocery shop. That's like the smartest thing anyone's ever thought of.
And then you make bad decisions grocery wise.
Yeah, and you're
like-
like, it's
I
not
don't
my
know.
fault.
It's all
Sorry,
kale
I got
chips.
all salsa. I was drunk. Sorry.
Yeah, I got all apricot salsa. Yeah. Well,
No one has ever used the mango salsa that they pick up.
no.
In
It
that
seems like
moment of,
such a
like-
good idea to get mango salsa, and
Yeah.
you're never going to use it. No.
I'm never going to use it.
No, it's fucked up.
All right.
Chris, we should let you go because we have kept you way longer than we ever said we would in the first place. But it's so nice to get to talk to you. I've been such a fan of yours for such a long time. I didn't discover you. I'm not taking credit for the discovery of you, but I'm so
You
happy that
discovered me.
I'm so happy that I found your comedy because it's just so good and it's such a treat and such a delight. Your special is called Hell. It's on Peacock. People should watch it and try to beat me and busy. I've watched it 2 times. She's watched it 3. See if you can watch it 10 times.
Take the Busy and Caissie challenge.
Take the challenge.
Thank you, ladies, so much for having me. I had the best time talking with you.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us. And I hope you come back again sometime.
Absolutely. Oh,
And
yeah.
and in the meantime, I'll see you at Gelson's.
I'll come as a silent guest, you know? I won't-
Yeah, and also when you're ready to do like the Bath Time podcast,
Yes.
Caissie, you'll produce it.
that is such a good idea.
We'll
you
help you
produce
set
too,
it up.
Caissie?
Don't go to
Oh
one of
my
those
God.
places where they're going to promise you a bunch of money and then they're going to take it all because they're going to be like, the equipment costs so much, because that's not true.
The pop filter costs so much.
Yeah.
They'll subtract the cost of your microphone every week over and over and just be like, what? It's like $1 million microphone. What?
Yeah. Okay, I love that idea. Thank you. That's truly, people give me bad ideas. That's a really good idea.
Chris, I'm nothing but really fucking good ideas.
An idea machine. Just
And
an
my
idea
ADHD
machine.
makes it so that almost none of them get done. The few that really come through, boy,
Boy.
they come through. They do
Boy,
something.
oh boy. Yeah.
They really do something.
Yeah.
Anyway, have a great day.
Chris Fleming, we love you so much. Everybody listening, we love you so much. Thank you so
Love you
much for
guys.
tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe and tell everyone you know to subscribe, and we'll see you on Substack.
Bye.
Love you.
Bye. Thanks, Chris.
Bye.
Bye,
Thank
Chris.
you, guys.
Bye.
I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing my best.
Oh no.